What's going on, people? We are back. We are back finally. It's been a minute, but football is back, and so am I. Welcome to another In Motion Football live stream. Today, we got the opening kickoff. We got Ravens and Chiefs. They're singing the anthems right now, so we got a couple minutes to just chat about the game a little bit. As always, you know, easy to be excited for the opening kickoff, but this is one of the best matchups we've seen in the last few years. You got the best modern quarterback matchup, I think, between Lamar and Mahomes. You have two really, really amazing football teams. This is, I think, yeah, this is a rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. Could be a preview of this year's AFC Championship game. We should see good football. We should see a lot of superstars. We get to see how Derrick Henry looks in a Ravens uniform. I don't think we're not gonna get to see Hollywood Brown, but we're gonna get to see Xavier Worthy. So it should be a awesome game for sure. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in live right now. Shout out to anybody that might watch the playback afterwards. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel on your way in, people. Feel free to get any game predictions in the chat. I got I got the Ravens winning this one because the Chiefs lost the first game last year. And to be honest, I just think the game means more to the Ravens than the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs, like, obviously it's a football game and they're a good football team. They're not going to show up and just not play. But I don't think they care about this game that much. I think if you're a team like the Ravens, you just lost to this team. You don't want to make a habit of losing to this team. Even though I wouldn't say it's like an emergency if they lose or anything, you don't want to make it a habit. So I think it's just going to matter more for them and they're going to get it done. Shout out to Jared Brown. He's modded. I see the Bruins in the icon. I forget, but I think you were a Cardinals fan, if I have that right. I got the Chiefs winning, but it's going to be a battle of the defenses. Okay, so you got it being a defensive matchup. Interesting. Just checking. Well, I'm just checking to make sure I didn't forget to set my fantasy lineups. I don't have that much to look forward to fantasy-wise. I got Mahomes and Tucker. Pretty simple rooting interest there. They're interviewing Mahomes, so we should get kickoff shortly. The kickoff was delayed 20 minutes because of the lightning. Yeah, high hope for the Cardinals. Makes sense, Jared Brown. Because, I mean, obviously your team is a young team, so they should get better. The players should get better. I don't think they had a great free agency, but obviously Kyler Murray is going to be healthy for the whole year, so that's a strong start compared to last year where you didn't know if he was going to touch the field or not. The defensive players settle into Gannon's scheme for the second year. I think second year in Philadelphia, that's when Gannon's defense was really good. First year it was okay. And yeah, but we will get to all other things at some point. We can talk about anybody in the league, but we got a kickoff to look forward to. Oh yeah, how could I forget Marvin Harrison Jr.? But that being said, guys, whoever your team is in the chat, we can talk about every team. These live streams, yeah, they're about the game, but also it's just talking football while we watch the game. If you check the description of this video, it's hanging out and watching the game as a family. So that's what we're doing. The kickoff is about to happen, and you got the first dynamic kickoff in NFL history. That's what they're calling it. You got the camera angle from behind. Bucker about to kick it off. And he put that right out the back of the end zone. I think he may have kicked that through the uprights. Mostly excited for the Texans and Colts game. That's a hell of a call right there, because obviously the Texans with Diggs, that's exciting. And finally to see Anthony Richardson in the brief stint that he had last year playing on the football field looked electric. Obviously he should be a little bit better after taking all those mental reps. He's healthy, so that should be an exciting matchup. I gotta look through the games, because obviously the two primetime games are awesome. Jets-Niners should be good. Rams-Lions is a good matchup, but I don't know if it like moves me like some of the other ones. 1st and 10. Derrick Henry from the shotgun. It looks like a read option. Henry gets 2 yards. I've heard a lot of chat about how Derrick Henry is going to fit into the Ravens, which I think is a little bit overblown. But basically, the conversation is this: Derrick Henry is a downhill runner. He's a player that you want to like basically get a full head of steam and running with force into the trenches, right? So running backs like that, you want to get in the I formation, you want to get in the pistol formation, which of course the Ravens do. But they also like to run a lot of read options where the running back doesn't get the opportunity to get ahead of steam like that. So I heard some people talking about whether he works as a fit for that or not. But it looks like on the first play he was lining up like that. It looked like a traditional option play. He was beside Lamar. I mean, he got 2 yards. It wasn't the most efficient run, but um, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on how much usage does Henry get out of under center looks and pistol looks. It looks like an illegal formation for Baltimore. Repeat second down. It'll be 2nd and 13, I think. They said Ronnie Stanley was illegally lined up. Wipes away, I think, a couple yards to Flowers. Cowboys and Browns. Cowboys and Browns. That's a tough matchup. That's a tough matchup because, to be honest, I think it's hard to tell what you're going to get from Cleveland with Deshaun Watson because you just don't know what you're going to get with Deshaun Watson. We saw that offense look a lot better with Joe Flacco. He's not on the team anymore. It'll be Jameis Winston if Watson gets hurt again. Oh, Lamar finds Justice Hill. Right on the verge of getting sacked. Gets the ball out to Justice Hill. The play only gets about 3 yards. It looked like the play was kind of screwed from the beginning with the amount of. Oh, Chris Jones gets right by the rookie guard. Yeah, that play was fucked from the beginning. Lamar did what he could to get the ball to Justice Hill, a guy with a judge's name. Chiefs get home again. Lamar dumps it to Justice Hill, who does have space and gets the first down. Awesome job from Lamar there. It looks like he knew pretty early in the play that the check down had a lot of space. I think you could see his eyes drop pretty quickly. He had to get himself a little bit of space, dump it down to Justice Hill. Good, smart quarterbacking. They're checking to see if Justice Hill stayed in bounds, and he did. First and 10 from around the 47. Derrick Henry, I formation, runs for 0 yards. So that's the formation they're talking about, and if Baltimore is going to adjust to that. Another thing to watch for, Lamar Jackson has no rushing yards so far. What they say about Lamar is that he lost weight this summer because they got Derrick Henry. They figure he's going to be their short yardage guy. So Lamar, they plan for him to run less between the tackles. He lost weight so that he can be more athletic. Obviously, he's a supreme athlete as is, but he felt like he could drop some more weight, get a little bit faster. So they expect him to do a lot more running to the outside, a lot of running towards the sidelines, not really in the trenches around the linemen anymore. So we're going to see how that goes. So far, there's been no runs up the middle for Lamar. He hasn't had to scramble yet. So that's another thing to monitor. Those are the two big changes when it comes to the Ravens offense. The Lamar Jackson rushing game plan changing and how Derrick Henry might dictate how they run the ball. Or kind of monitoring how they make adjustments to accommodate Derrick Henry. The Chiefs decline a penalty. I'm going to see how Bryce Young does this year and Drake May for the Pats. I didn't even catch what the penalty was, but it's 3rd and 9. We'll get back to this chat in a second. 3rd and 9, big down. Lamar drops back, uncorks the deep ball. Zay Jones tracks the ball pretty well. Oh, it's Zay Jones. Zay Flowers. Um, he adjusted to the ball pretty well. He had to stop. It looks like Lamar underthrew him. But I think, but because Flowers had such a good feel for where the ball was, he made an adjustment early. The DB had no clue where the ball was, and there's contact there. Now, I hate those flags, like on principle. Like it should be a flag. It's a flag by the book. I just hate when that happens. There's another illegal formation. Pass interference. Okay, so those penalties will offset. But yeah, that's just a really tough position for a DB to be in. Like you feel for DBs in that situation when an underthrow creates the contact. But yeah, they got Stanley again. Stanley again for being lined up too deep. Four seconds, 3 seconds. Lamar finds a target in the middle of the field. It's Zay Flowers. So 3rd and 9. Back-to-back 3rd and 9s. They go deep down the field to Zay Flowers. And it looks like he had him for both on the play that there was offsetting penalties. It looks like he could have had him. The throw was just a little short. And obviously the penalties gave them an opportunity to replay the down. And this time he had Zay Flowers wide open. So Zay Flowers off to a strong start. Big up, Joel. We're back. We're back. We're back. Finally. We got a big game tomorrow. We got a big game. Handoff to Henry out of, I think that was out of the pistol formation. I looked down, but that's the first good Derrick Henry run in this game. But I have no fades. Okay, so back to this. I'm going to see how Bryce Young does this year and Drake May for the Pats. So Bryce Young, I think he should benefit from having a much better play caller. He's going to have 2 good receivers. Well, varying degrees of good. I really like Xavier Leggett, the rookie. I think Deontay Johnson's a good football player. I just am always kind of wary of when Pittsburgh undervalues a receiver because I think Pittsburgh really gets the receiver position well. So, like they get that position right. So if they feel comfortable letting a guy go, I think that's a bad sign. So it's one of those situations where I feel like I like Deontay personally, but I'm wary of like, why did Pittsburgh let that guy go? But yeah, the play caller should be much better. I think the offensive line is still going to be an issue. So I don't know. I think Bryce Young will be better, but I actually think he has to be so much better for people to feel good about him. Like, and that's the problem for him. Like, he's going to have to be amazing to beat the bust allegations, you know? And then Drake May for the Pats. Bro, I think the best thing for Drake May would be to never touch a football field this year. I think that Pats team is really bad. I think the Pats team is really bad, and I think him touching the field, I don't see it being good for him. Like maybe last 4 weeks of the year, okay, Lamar keeper running to the sidelines, runs right out of bounds, no contact. That's what I was talking about. That's what they say. But yeah, Patriots, they should just play Jacoby Brissett. At the end of the day, he's cashing checks to just take the beating. But yeah, I'm with you. No faith in the Patriots. O-line does indeed suck. Bro, he's had 3 touches. First 2 rushes, he like didn't look good. Last rush looked good. But bro, to be honest, like even if you like think about for how long in his career, they just sent Derrick Henry out in motion wide and then ran Lamar the other way. That's a nutty play call or like play design actually. But remember how like early in his career, like he had to get going in a game. Like he would have like 60 rushes. No, like he would have 60 rushes. He'd have like 40 yards on 15 rushes. And then all of a sudden he'd start to break some runs and then the stats would look good in the end. Like he's just that kind of player. So we'll see as the game goes on. I don't really put a whole lot of stock into how Derrick Henry looks at the beginning of a game. Derrick Henry up the middle, touchdown, punches it in from 5 yards out. Ravens start the game with a very good drive. You saw a lot of the different components of what they are as an offense. You saw Lamar do some running. You saw Derrick Henry get a couple good rushes. You saw Zay Flowers down the field, and that's who they are. That's their bread and butter. They're three players offensively: Lamar, Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers. Um, and we're finally going to get to see the Chiefs, their new look offense with their new receivers. I'm excited to see the other. Why am I forgetting his name? Xavier Worthy. Yeah, I'm excited to see him. It's a shame Hollywood Brown isn't going to play today. That really sucks. I bet you're happy for what the Eagles did in the offseason. I'm happy, but like I'm not. I think there's some Eagles fans that are like really over the top, and I think there are some things to be cautious about. Like I'm cautiously optimistic for the Eagles. I think the coordinator changes are going to be really big. I think Saquon's going to be good. I'm skeptical about the linebackers. I'm scared for injuries in the secondary, not the secondary, at the safety. And then I hope that the young defensive tackles live up to their expectations. So there's some things to be cautiously optimistic about, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good signs for sure. I need the Chiefs to have a horrible start to the season. Bro, I need them to have a horrible end to the season. Brother, I don't care about the start. Last year, what they did was insane. To see how bad they looked at certain points. Oh man. The fact they won a Super Bowl, like leading the league in drops, it was crazy. I'm just worried about the secondary, especially Slay and Bradbury. Yo, you know what it is though? Like Bradbury's a backup safety now. So I'm not really worried about Brad. Also, he's hurt, and I think the thing is when he's back, Sidney Brown will be healthy, and Maddox. I think Maddox is a full-time safety now. So if you think about their safeties, right, you got CJ, GJ, and Reed Blankenship as starters. That's cool, but then I think by the time he's healthy, it'll be Sidney Brown and Avonte Maddox as backups. My issues there is that one, I don't know if Sidney Brown's that good. And two, Avonte Maddox gets hurt with regularity. So, like, if he plays, I'm always going to be worried about him getting hurt, even though I think he'd be a decent safety. So that's why I'm saying, like, with the safety position, I'm worried about injuries. I actually think in terms of players, like, I don't think we're going to see Bradbury touch the football field. And then Darius Slay, to be honest, I think Slay's okay. Like, I don't think he's bad. I don't think he was ever the issue. I just don't think he was the strength that he used to be, but I don't think he's the issue. And I think Quinyon Mitchell is going to be really good. I actually think having Quinyon Mitchell will like mean we need less from Darius Slay. Because to be honest, if you think about Quinyon Mitchell, right, they're going to start out with him and Slay as two corners, in the base, and then in the nickel, Quinyon Mitchell will kick inside, and the third corner will come and play on the outside. So with Quinyon playing inside and outside, to be honest, he can follow. Like he's the only corner that's actually built in our secondary to follow a receiver around wherever they are. If that's the case, bro, if he plays as good as like some people have talked about in the offseason, bro, he might be our cornerback one, and he might be a really good one too. Like we may have got a L'Jarius Sneed McDuffie type of instant impact corner. Especially if Barkley stays healthy. Oh, for sure. That's the big concern. Because I am not trying to see that much Kenny Gainwell. Carson Steele runs the ball out to the 32. Last year, the Lions should have won the Super Bowl, but they choked so bad. Yeah, they really choked against the Niners. And look, they beat the Chiefs in week 1. The Chiefs barely won in the Super Bowl. There's that's a fair point to say that the Lions should have won the Super Bowl. I think 100%. 100%. All these guys are, I think, if the only person that I think has a chance to stay is Slay, because it's the last year of his deal. He could play one more year. Rashee Rice looked like a RPO. Mahomes could have handed that off through the quick slant to Rashee Rice. I'm sure Rashee Rice is happy to be catching a football and not having to dodge allegations off the field. Good for him to get in on the action early, get the fans behind him. Yeah, man, Slay's good. Like Slay will be fine. It's the other guys. Mahomes, pressure, waits around, can't seem to find an option, but he drifts back to the line of scrimmage. So I don't know if that counts as a sack. I don't know if that's a 1 yard gain. I don't know how that works, but it wasn't a negative play. So that's good for Patrick Mahomes. I have faith in the Lions this year. Yeah, the Lions should be good. I think the problem is I don't think they did enough in their secondary, and I think that's going to still be a problem again this year. Um, I think they got DJ Reader, right? That's a good signing. And then their offense, you'd hope Jameson Williams develops. Did you catch that Lions beat writer that said Jahmyr Gibbs is going to tear his ACL? Single-handedly, one of the wildest things I've ever heard a guy covering a team ever say. Like, he put an article out and he was just like, yeah, typically after hamstring injuries, people tear ACLs, and Jahmyr Gibbs had a hamstring injury in training camp, so he's probably going to tear his ACL. Like, talk about some of the wildest energy to put out there for the team you cover and supposedly like. But yeah, no, the Lions should be good. 3rd and 6 from around midfield. Patrick Mahomes drops back, crossing route to Rashee Rice, who had Roquan on him. Roquan was the closest defender, which means that was zone coverage there. There's no way that was a man-to-man matchup. But Rashee Rice found some space in the zone. There's a flag on the field, personal foul. Horse collar on Roquan Smith. I'm excited to see how the Bears offense looks this year. Okay, Bears offense, I like the personnel. I'm skeptical of the play caller. I think he's okay. I really think that Seahawks offense was disappointing last year, and the jury's out on why that's the case, but I think the OC may have been a problem. So if they underperform, I think the offensive coordinator is the problem. Obviously, I love the receivers that the Bears have now. I like the running back. Xavier Worthy on the end around, house call. Oh my God. First touch for the rookie receiver on an end around. Oh, that looked like. I'm an Eagles fan. That reminded me of like rookie year Deshaun. And the reason I say that is because Deshaun Jackson got end arounds in his rookie year, never really got them for the rest of his career. But when he got an end around, you could tell like the goal is just put the ball in the fast guy's hands and let him go from there. And I don't know how many end arounds Worthy got in college. Obviously, a lot of his highlight tape, you see him catching balls down the field. But that's a hell of a... That's an athlete right there, man. That is fast. Again, for those of you guys who don't know, Xavier Worthy clocked the fastest 40 time ever in the combine. I think the teams have thoroughly scouted the Lions. They'll be found out. My only thing about that is I don't think they did anything new schematically last year. I think the playbook's been out on them. I just think Ben Johnson is really nice. Now, I don't think the issue is knowing what they're doing. I think the issue is actually it's just hard to stop it. However, it's hard, but it's not complicated. I think offenses like Detroit with quarterbacks like Jared Goff, the thing you have to do is pretty simple, and that's just get to the quarterback and throw the timing of the offense off, because Jared Goff is going to be so dependent on, again, just the rhythm of the offense of like, when I'm on my second step, I'm looking for this read. When I'm on my third step, I'm looking for this read. When I'm on my fourth step, I'm looking for this read. When you throw that off with pressure, I don't think that they have answers. The problem is it's a difficult thing to do. So I think if you think about what's so important for Detroit offensively, it's the offensive line. Their offensive line is dominant. Like, their offensive line is really serious. So if they have some injuries, let's say, and now they have a harder time keeping Goff clean, big problems. Huge problems for Detroit. But I think if their offensive line stays dominant, I think they'll still be good. But yeah, that's the thing. No, I like to Joel's point, I don't think it's hard to know what you have to do against Detroit. It's just hard to do it. So that's what it is. But yeah, 7-7, 2 touchdowns in the opening 2 drives. Hell of a start to this football game. I talked about after the Ravens drive about how you could see basically the Ravens gave you a little bit of everything. You got some Lamar, you got some Zay Flowers, you got some Derrick Henry, and that's basically like a taste of everything they have offensively. If you look at what the Chiefs just did, that drive was all Rashee Rice and then Xavier Worthy at the end. Bro, there's a whole running back that they got that they barely use. There's a whole tight end that they have that's one of the best ever at his position. Like the Chiefs didn't even dip into their bag on that drive. And hope the Niners rookie receiver gets well soon after he got shot. Pierce. So yeah, crazy situation. That one was a crazy situation. My goodness. Like lucky guy to get through that situation, not completely unharmed, but obviously life intact and career intact. But man, that guy really went after a football player and pick an easier target. Ravens are back, starting from their own 30. So the Chiefs seem to be content to just kick the ball out of the end zone, let the other team start at the 30. Play action from Lamar, clean pocket, finds Isaiah Likely wide open. There's no defense in this game so far. No defense in this game. Something to watch for is that the Ravens, I think they have 2 rookies starting, and they have 3 new players. 2 of them are rookies. Their left tackle Ronnie Stanley and their center Lindenbaum are the only players that they had from last year. So, week 1, Chris Jones is your test. Not the simplest test for this Ravens offensive line. So far, I think they've held up. I think there's been 2 plays where the Chiefs completely messed the play up for the Ravens by getting to the quarterback. But to be honest, I think both times Lamar figured it out. So obviously, you got young offensive linemen that are getting what this is like about as difficult of a first test as it can get. But it helps when you have Lamar to clean your mistakes up. So far on this second drive, they created a very clean pocket for Lamar on first down. Only 1 yard on the ground on the second play. Lamar steps back, quick pass to Zay Flowers. McDuffie is right there for the tackle. It looked like Zay Flowers wanted to put a move on the DB, but McDuffie was there, and he with physicality and aggression didn't let him go anywhere. Short gain there. Short gain there on second down. So we got 3rd and 6. Let's see if a defense can get off the field. So far, we have not seen either punt unit. We've not seen any special teams outside of the dynamic kickoff. 3rd and 6, shotgun, Justice Hill in the game. That may have been a false start, but maybe not. Oh my God. Oh my God. We saw the Ravens convert a 3rd down to Justice Hill before, but this time Justice Hill gets the ball in the flat and he gets smacked by Justin Reed. So back-to-back plays there where Chiefs DBs are flying to make tackles. Again, Zay Flowers ducked. That's why he didn't get smoked by McDuffie. This play, Justice Hill does not duck. You do not have the option to duck on 3rd down, and he gets smoked by Justin Reed. So the Chiefs get the first defensive stop of this game and of this season. 7-7, 3 minutes to go in the first. We've seen a lot of offense so far. Fair catch at the 10-yard line. So this will be the worst field position so far in this game. Chiefs starting from their own 10. Oh, yeah, they just showed a shot of the crowd. Chiefs-aholic got 17 and a half years today, man. Damn. I mean, yeah, he did a bunch of horrible shit, but like, be honest, that was a crazy story. This guy went around robbing banks to watch the Chiefs play. Like, to be honest, he's not the only one that would do that. If your team is a dynasty, because I look at it this way, right? Like, if the Eagles ever became a dynasty, like they ever had a Brady or Mahomes caliber quarterback or a Belichick or Reed caliber coach, and I was looking at my team and I was like, this team is gonna go on a run of Super Bowls. To be honest, I would actually push myself financially to get to as many games as I could, because at the end of the day, it's literally a once in a lifetime thing, right? If your team's okay, like when you're in those years and you really stretch yourself to have as many experiences as you can watching the games, when that era ends, you can just comfortably not go to games. Like if you're a Pats fan, I hope you went broke going to Patriots games when they were good. Because to be honest, you can just sit home and never go to a game again. Watch the Patriots play from home now. It's not that deep. So I can, to be honest, like when I see what Chiefs-aholic was doing, I kind of see it. I kind of see it. Now, obviously, putting guns in people's faces, very traumatic thing to do. You know, I feel like he could have found a less traumatic way to get what he needed. But bro, he made a call. He said, "Yo, I'll do 17 and a half years to watch my favorite team when they're in their dynasty period." And I kind of get it. I could see a lot of people doing that. Now, where I think he really messed up was going to the games in the wolf costume. That was outrageous. That's a different level of arrogance, to rob the banks in the wolf costume and then go to the games in the same one. Absolutely outrageous. What we got going on now? But yeah, 7-7. Mahomes dropping back. Fourth drive of the game, dump off to Pacheco. So this is what I was talking about. Pacheco gets 25 yards. I don't think Pacheco got a touch on the last drive. Real shit. I don't think he got one touch. They just casually scored a touchdown without even involving the running back. First play of the second drive, they get him involved. Little dump off. That wasn't a screen. The Ravens just had man coverage, and Pacheco was off one-on-one with Harrison on his own. Oh, shout out Leon, bro. We were just talking about the Patriots. Big up. I'm back. We're back. Football is back. So is this channel. Rashee Rice, heavy involvement in the offense early. Bro, they're getting all the fans right back on his side. Shout out Flawless, my guy. You know, always appreciate the support. Look forward to getting back on Sarcasm City more. I know Steve's going to be doing the NFL Watchalong, so we will be there for that. But yeah, hope the Chelsea Tottenham United stream went well. How did they not catch that Chiefs robber earlier, bro? Because to be honest, he was wilding in different locations. Like, you know, like he would rob the banks. He would rob a bank on the way to driving to the other city to watch the Chiefs play. So that's the thing. Like, if you think about it, right? Like a bank robbery in one location is not going to try to coordinate with another bank that got robbed like 9 hours away. Like, it's not the most common sense thing to put together because of how far the banks were. Now, if he was robbing banks in the same city in the exact same wolf costume, they would have got his ass immediately. But bro, he was actually driving around America robbing banks just to pay to watch his football team. But I'm telling you, they should actually make a movie about him, because to be honest, like it's It's an interesting, funny, and to some people relatable story. Floss, I don't know if you're still watching or if you're familiar, but there's the best team in the NFL. They had a fan that would go to the games in a wolf costume, and on his way to the games, he would rob banks in the wolf costume to pay for his ticket. And he did it to go to Bear games, and eventually they got him for like armed robbery to all these banks, put him in jail for 17 and a half years. Oh shit, 3rd and 8, and the Ravens get a 2024 sack. You saw it here. This is the perfect 2024 sack. A bunch of guys bear hugged him, nobody hurt him, and they just waited for the ref to blow the whistle. So after back-to-back touchdown drives where the defenses both look like shit, both defenses stand firm around the midfield point, because I think the Ravens stalled at around this point of the field. Mahomes and the Chiefs drive to around midfield, 3rd and 8, and Mahomes gets sacked. But like I said, people, that's the perfect 2024 sack. But you just have to have 3 defensive linemen bear hug the quarterback. No risk of roughing the passer, bro. You can see that the Ravens have been like, they've heard this all week. Like, bro, you know that's Mahomes. You know he gets the favorable whistle. Do not play aggressive. Just wrap him up, play it safe, get the sack. And that's what they did there. 4th and 18, Chiefs punted the ball. So I think I think we're here in terms of like the game starts now, right? Because every unit had a good drive. I've seen the Ravens offense have a good drive and the Ravens defense have a good drive. I've seen the Chiefs offense have a good drive and the Chiefs defense have a good drive. Like there's no lopsided dynamic in terms of just like going into the game like one coach got one side of the ball has the edge on the other side of the ball. No, we've had a bit of a chess match going. Both offenses had the upper hand initially. Both defenses responded. So now we play ball, right? Like whatever the team's plans were going into the game, you got to throw them away now. And you improvise from this point onwards. So one of the interesting things that I heard about, or just like I heard about discussed when it comes to this game, is that obviously the Ravens lost their defensive coordinator. He's the coach of the Seahawks, right? Mike McDonald. So his replacement was, I think his name is Zachary Orr or Zach Orr, a player who was on the Ravens who had to retire because of medical issues. And he's like 32. He's a really young coordinator. Now he's really good, but obviously first-time defensive coordinator, first-time defensive play caller, rated very highly, but he has no experience, right? So that's a matchup of coaching like Andy Reid against a 32-year-old with no experience. That's a mismatch. So now that the scripted plays in the game are over, now that the game plans of, hey, we're going to come into the game and try to do this. Now that part of the game is over and the coaches are going to start improvising, big advantage to the Chiefs offense from a coaching standpoint, right? So that's another thing I'm going to watch now. Now where it's time for the coaches to dance, let's really see how that how the Ravens defensive coordinator matches up with Andy Reid. On the other side of the ball, obviously we know the Ravens offensive coordinator is solid. He had a good year last year. Spagnuolo is Spagnuolo. That just is what it is. Like I think you probably give the edge to Spagnuolo, but it's not like lopsided. Andy Reid against a 32-year-old with no experience is very lopsided. So punt god punts it into the end zone. It's a touchback. I think it's finally just hitting me like the excitement now that football is back. And then, of course, my Eagles play tomorrow. So the Eagles are playing in Brazil, and I have a Santos jersey. So I'm going to be rocking my Santos jersey for the Eagles game in Brazil. And the Santos jersey is black and white. And the Eagles, for you guys that don't know, for the first time in their history, they're wearing black and white. Now, they're wearing black and white not because of Santos, but they're wearing it because of Corinthians. But it's just funny how that worked out. I have one Brazilian football shirt. The Eagles happen to be wearing those colors for the first time in their history. So I'm excited, man. I think everything is lining up. I think the Eagles are going to get this win in Brazil. Shout out Charlie. Charlie's my dog from Brazil. And I think that's another sign. The fact that Charlie pops right up in the chat just at this time when I'm talking about the Eagles in Brazil. Oh shit! Oh shit! Chris Jones blows the play up, forces a fumble. Whoa, Lamar didn't get the ball back? Oh my god. Oh wow. How? I thought the ball dropped right beside Lamar. So, if you guys have been watching the stream, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Ravens have 3 new offensive linemen, 2 of them are rookies. Chris Jones had one play earlier in the game where he completely blew the play up and got right into the backfield immediately. Now, both the 2 times that happened before, Lamar made some magic happen, and it didn't really cost the Ravens that badly. As things work out, you don't always get lucky. This time, the 2, I think both those players are rookies there. Rosengarten, the right tackle, is a rookie. The guard, Falela, I don't know about him. Oh, shit, we got Wildcat to Pacheco for 3 yards. But yeah, both rookies, like, neither of them got anybody. Chris Jones runs free. Oddly enough, I think Lamar trying to get away from Chris Jones, the ball bumped into Rosengarten and dropped on the ground. That's a crazy play. We got holding on Travis Kelce. So before he gets a catch, he gets a holding penalty. Put the Chiefs in 1st and 20. I need to order my Kelly Green Devontae jersey now that he's saying. To be honest, bro, Joel, that's the one that I want. I want Devontae for sure. And I don't know if I'm 100% certain on Kelly Green, but I definitely want Devontae. To be honest, though, as a grown man, like as an adult, I think instead of buying a small number of real jerseys, I'd rather have a big number of fake jerseys. You know, like I'm going to get just really good fakes. You could get a really good fake for like $30 and just go crazy. Like just get every jersey I want. Honestly, to be a nicely drawn up swing pass to Pacheco doesn't work because it's just a little too far for Pacheco. Now, if that was a receiver, I'm going to say a receiver should catch the ball when it's like this. But because that's a running back, probably not going to catch that running full speed. And he does drop it, so it is 2nd and 20. So now all of a sudden, Ravens have an opportunity to keep the Chiefs out of the end zone. I have a Jalen Hurts Bama jersey. That's a cool jersey. That's a really cool jersey. I need to get an Alabama jersey because obviously my name is Alam. It's spelled Aalam. So I've always loved the letter A because literally my name is 5 letters and 3 of them are A's. And I also like the Atlanta Braves have a nice A logo. Alabama has a logo as well. But I've always liked the Alabama one the best. So I've been meaning to get an Alabama hat or an Alabama like hoodie or something. So I like that. I'm sure the Alabama jersey looks nice. I also have a college football jersey, but it's one I'm really ashamed of. I'll give the chat a couple minutes to try to guess what it might be. But I have precisely one college football jersey, and I'm pretty ashamed of it. Oh, this is the way, bro. This is the way. This is the way. They are too expensive for no reason. If I don't deeply care about the jersey, I'm not with it. Shout out that Chiefs coach signaling the play. I think he was hitting us with the mellow 3 to the temple. Oh, on 3rd and 9, Juju Smith-Schuster drops a touchdown. Not quite a drop. He got hit, but it was in his hands. And to be honest, here's the thing. Because it's Juju Smith-Schuster, that's really, really bad. Is that an easy play to make? No, you're getting hit. However, Juju Smith-Schuster does not have athleticism. He cannot run at this point. All he's really there for is to be a sure-handed possession receiver. your hands are actually your only strong point. So you have to catch the ball. Like, if that's Xavier Worthy, no problem. Drop the ball. It's a difficult catch. It is what it is. You live to play another down. Juju Smith-Schuster, that is the only purpose for you to be on this team. And he drops the ball on 3rd and 9 in the end zone. The Chiefs get a field goal, and the Ravens defense bounces back nicely from the fumble. Kind of a disaster averted there, because that could have been a big momentum swing in the game. But Baltimore has the opportunity to make that right on this next drive here. Have a rookie auto card. Damn, we got quietly of a Jalen Hurts fan here and Jared Brown, especially soccer national teams. Oh, I have one soccer national team jersey. I have a Rudiger Germany shirt, and it's one of my most prized possessions. I love it so much because I got it after Chelsea won the Champions League, and I was like, this is my guy. But I hated the 3 on the Chelsea shirts at the time. So I was like, I'm going to get the Germany shirt. And then the way he's gone on to like actually just become one of the best in the world, and the way that Germany shirt looks, it's one of my prized possessions. But so that's the thing. That's the shirt I'm most proud of. The jersey that I'm absolutely ashamed of is I have a Carson Wentz North Dakota jersey. After his rookie year, I was gassed and I wanted something unique. I got a fake Carson Wentz North Dakota jersey from China. It's a damn good fake. I was flexing for a while. I thought I was him. I was like, this is a pretty sick jersey. And then Carson Wentz went on to do Carson Wentz things. That's why the Patriots waived him. Hell yeah. If you're not catching passes, you're not being a sure-handed receiver, you have no skill set. You are not an asset. Oh, Inter Miami Messi jersey, that's culture right there. That's refined taste. I like that, Jared Brown. Okay, just random shots of Lamar and Mahomes in high school, college, accepting MVP awards. But bro, because he's actually an asshole. Like, the term asshole gets thrown around so much, it's kind of lost its meaning. But Carson Wentz is the dictionary definition of an asshole. Now, I feel like I've talked about this before on the channel. There's a video that I saw on Twitter the night the Eagles won the Super Bowl that I showed a couple friends, and I tried to find like 6-7 months later, and I could not find it for the life of me. I looked so hard, but I feel like it got scrubbed from the internet. But it's a shot of Carson Wentz with Nick Foles after the Super Bowl. He's walking, they're both walking together beside the like little float that they have where they present the Super Bowl trophy or whatever. And Carson Wentz is telling Nick Foles, he's looking around, he's like, man, this is going to be me next year. I'm just like, I remember thinking in the moment, I'm like, what type of asshole do you have to be to make this moment about you? You're the injured quarterback. Like, shut up and just let the guy who won the Super Bowl enjoy his moment. But you're telling him, like, oh, it's going to be me next year. I always thought, I'm like, okay, that's weird. And this was before any of the other stuff ever happened. Because, like, Carson Wentz has a long rap sheet of why people don't like him in the NFL. But I just remember seeing that. I'm like, that's weird. So I showed a couple of friends when it, like, the next couple of days. And then I went to look for it to show somebody else months later, and I could not find it. And it got to the point where I'm like, did that actually even happen? Like, did I imagine that? Am I just like projecting the fact that I don't like him? Like, what happened? And then I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, no, we remember you showed us. Like, we remember the video too. And that's why I'm like, oh, the Eagles got, or Wentz or somebody got this scrubbed from the internet. Because to be honest, it just makes him look horrible. It's a nasty video. Wentz thinks he won the Super Bowl. Man, he's to be honest, it's actually so crazy because like if you think about that game, I don't care. Like Carson Wentz had an amazing year that year, but he's not beating Brady in a Super Bowl. Like that man's ACL actually had to get torn for us to win a Super Bowl. Like as religious as that guy is, bro, that's the most biblical shit ever, bro. A man's knee had to explode for a Super Bowl to happen. If Wentz played, they would have lost. If Wentz played, they would have lost. Nick Foles beat the Grizz. Yeah, 100%, Jared. 100%. I agree. Wentz was a narcissist. He was obsessed with playing hero ball. 100%. He was a narcissist that was obsessed with playing hero ball, and then also he wasn't able to understand that his body was never the same after that knee injury. Because not only did he tear his ACL, he tore like two other things in his knee at the same time. He underwent like a crazy knee injury, right? And he rushed to come back early. He messed his back up because he rushed to come back early. Then he came back the next year off a knee injury and a back injury and just was trying to play the same as before both those injuries. But your body is not the same anymore. You physically cannot do what you used to be able to do. And like the way that manifested itself was like when he was playing good, he had amazing pocket presence. Like he's in the pocket, he could feel pass rushers. Like the pocket collapsing, he could athletically make like he could use his athleticism to do whatever he had to do to manage that situation. I don't know if you guys remember the play against Chicago where he ducked under a pass rusher. That shit was crazy. I don't know if you remember against Washington where the pocket collapsed all completely, the whole circle collapsed on him and he found a way to get out, right? He was mentally trying to do those same things when his body was fucked. And because like he couldn't do it, bro was getting taking crazy hits, was getting sacked, was getting strip sacked. It was nasty. It was so bad. Great example, Jared. Robert Griffin did the same shit. Actually, Robert Griffin also tore everything in his knee. Like that was the thing. Carson Wentz and Robert Griffin III, same kind of issue of you don't understand that you're just a different human being now after these injuries and you have to completely rethink your game. And I think Robert Griffin figured it out eventually enough to where he could be a backup for a long time. I don't know how long it was, but he was a backup on the Ravens for a good little bit. Oddly enough, Carson Wentz, same position now. For those of you guys who don't know, Carson Wentz is Mahomes' backup in Kansas City. So if anything happens to Mahomes, the Chiefs' Super Bowl hopes are going to rest in Carson Wentz's hands. But yes, Jared Brown, exactly. He never played the same. Neither of them ever played the same. Lamar, 3rd and 10, scrambles. Okay, Lamar. Drops his shoulder and delivers some contact to a DB. It was 3rd down. He was not going to get it. He was going out of bounds. I think he just wanted to let that DB know. I don't know if you're going to hit me or not, but I'm going to make it clear. You're a little guy compared to me. Who is 35? Watson? Oh, Jalen Watson. Damn, that's cold. And this is Lamar after he dropped the weight. I don't know if you guys know that, but they've been talking all offseason. Lamar lost some weight. 4th and 3, they're going for it. Lamar. Oh no! They had a sprint out to Zay Flowers, and to be honest, that play worked so badly that it didn't even like. There wasn't even a hope. Oh no, Aguilar fucked up. Watch the replay. That play was actually perfectly set up. I can't believe that they're going to commercial instead of showing replays. That play is perfectly set up. Nelson Aguilar is one-on-one as a blocker with a DB. If he just makes that block, Zay Flowers gets 5 yards easily. But he completely whiffs on the block, and that DB comes in to make the play. Oh my God, Nelson Aguilar. This guy just has a flair for messing things up. If Patrick Mahomes gets hurt, the Chiefs lost their Super Bowl dream. Yeah, 100%. Carson Wentz is not going to come in and do Nick Foles things. That's not in his. He does not have the facilities for that, big man. But that's a crazy mistake from Aguilar because you're down 3. Your coach, you gotta keep this in mind. Your coach is going for it for the express reason that like you're down 3. You don't want to punt the ball to the Chiefs. Let them go up 10 potentially. Like they were aggressive because they do not want to deal. They do not want to deal with being down double digits. You got to get that 4th down. And for a play that was as well drawn, like that play was perfect. They actually dialed up the perfect play. One guy just had to make a block and he completely whiffed it. But if you watched how the Chiefs defense was reacting to that play, because it kind of looks like a quarterback draw or a quarterback power, it looks a lot like Lamar is just going to keep the ball. The whole Chiefs like front 7, their whole box is just looking at Lamar. Nobody went with Zay Flowers except one guy. They had to block one guy. That's simple, elementary, basic stuff. They couldn't do it. This game is going down to the wire. But bro, like the Chiefs might be up 10 points now. Like maybe down to the wire. I see my camera just froze. It'd be like that. It will straighten itself out shortly. But yeah, bro, like shit. I hope it goes down to the wire, but maybe not. Mahomes, handoff to Pacheco. Tackled immediately. Let's see how JJ McCarthy does after his injury. He suffered the same thing like Wentz and Robert. Did he? I thought it was just a meniscus because I think they tore their ACLs and their meniscuses. See? Lamar and Aguilar talking on the sidelines, bro. Aguilar completely messed that up. But yeah, I thought McCarthy just tore the meniscus and not the ACL as well. Pass to the flat to Kelsey. Tackled by Marlon Humphrey. It sounds like he tore his ACL, but I don't know. We'll look it up at some point. I think it was just the meniscus. Third and 7. False start. So this is a big down for Kansas City because the Ravens handed you 2 opportunities to do damage. They fumbled the ball and gave you a really good opportunity to get a touchdown. And then they went for it on 4th down there and gave you the ball at midfield. If you leave those 2 opportunities with only 3 points, that's a very disappointing from Kansas City. So this is a big 3rd and 12 here. Mahomes drops back, like a 12-step drop, has to make somebody miss, has tons of space, and he finds Travis Kelce down the field for about 30 yards. Man, as soon as Mahomes made that guy miss, I'm like, he's gonna have so much space to run. If he throws the ball, it's gonna be to somebody who's wide open. 100%. And we're gonna see this improvised route from Kelce, who he sat in the zone and then just freestyled the route to the sideline after a fake. Got the 1st down. Xavier Worthy gets another 1st down. 2nd touch of the game. 1st touch was a touchdown. Leon says, "Yo, Alan, what's your expectation for the season?" Expectation for the season. So the expectation has to be Super Bowl because we have enough, right? I just obviously I don't have confidence that it'll happen. One, because there's this team, Kansas City, that's active. So you can't say like, oh, I feel great about my team's chances. But then the other thing is like I think there are things to be skeptical of. Like I think we're relying on a lot of young players to be really good. And usually like to those aren't like in football banking on like banking on 1 or 2 young players is fine. That's normal. Banking on 3 to 4 is a bit of a stretch. And we're going to be banking on a few. So assuming that they all pan out is tough. Then there's the issue of like, so I think the coaching staff is good now because we have 2 good coordinators. I just really like, I have my doubt. Like, I just don't, I'm coming to terms with the fact that I just don't think I like Sirianni. So I don't know. I kind of just feel like having a coach that I don't really trust from a football standpoint is a problem. Like, as simple as that might seem, I don't trust Sirianni's X's and O's. And I just think when you don't trust your coach's X's and O's, that's probably going to come back to bite you at some point. He leaned very heavily on Steichen the year we went to the Super Bowl. He's obviously going to lean very hard on, damn, Mahomes almost threw a pick. He's going to lean very heavily on Kellen Moore. But yeah, bro, it's just scary. So the Chiefs will leave those 2 opportunities with 6 points. Not as disappointing as 3 points, but still not ideal. Ravens defense really putting in a good performance. Your offense is out here turning the ball over, and you're holding the Chiefs offense to field goals. It's impressive stuff from that standpoint. $31 yards for Butker. Yeah, we got 13-7. So this game, again, it started out as an offensive game. First 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Both offenses look good. Then if you think about what happened from after that, it's been nothing but 2 field goals. And those 2 field goals came off turnovers. Like the first Chiefs field goal, you can say the offense did nothing to earn those points. The second Chiefs field goal, they got maybe 20 yards because they got the ball at midfield. So the defenses have really turned it up after the first 2 drives. Like I said, the scripted plays, once the defenses adjusted, figured out what the offenses wanted to do, it's been a really good showing from both defenses. Yeah, Sirianni's definitely on fraud watch. And you know what it feels, right? Like I look at the team and I actually think the team is so good, right? But if you think about the journey of the coach, it feels like this is the point where the coach fails and gets fired. And then we get a good coach next year, and then it's like we're serious next year. That's kind of what it feels like. Like I actually like this team so much and these players so much. I just don't like the coach. So I think that's going to be a problem. Hey, bring me Belichick next year. I lied. Don't bring me Belichick. To be honest, if we get Belichick next year and he gets to keep Kellen Moore, we might be cooking. We might be cooking something serious. But if we get Belichick and he brings in McDaniels or Bill O'Brien or all these terrible offensive minds that he just happens to like, I'm not with it. I'm not with it at all. Because my thing is that like, if you've heard Jalen Hurts speak, he talks pretty often about how like there's only been one time in his career where he hasn't had to learn a new offense. So fun fact about Jalen Hurts, every single year of college, he had to learn a new offense. Then he came to the NFL, had to learn Doug Peterson's offense. Doug Peterson gets fired, has to learn the Sirianni Steichen offense. Now, that's the only offense in his life he got multiple years with. And how many years was multiple years? 2 years. He had 2 years in that offense. And the second year, went crazy. And then what happens after that? Steichen gets hired, and then he has to learn the Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni offense. And then Brian Johnson gets fired, and now he has to learn a whole new offense. Jalen Hurts has only ever actually been able to have a second year in an offense once. So for that reason, I think when the Eagles hire a new coach, I want it to be a play caller. Like I want it to be a guy who has his own offense, runs his offense completely like it's his offense, and calls the plays, so that provided you get somebody that's good, that coach can actually like have a run of 5 to 6 years with Jalen Hurts. Like it would be awesome to see that. Now I think Bill is done. To be honest, I think Bill is done too because he created an Instagram account. Now I know that's a hilarious reason to say that somebody's done, but to be honest, I think he's gonna get a taste of what life is like in the media, and he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can make so much money doing 1/20th the work of being a coach." And he's an older guy, so he's probably just gonna be like, "This life is so much better." Like he's not gonna want to go back to the life of coaching, I'm sure. All right, Ravens get the ball. 5 minutes to go. The Ravens started the game with the ball, so the Chiefs will start the second half. So if the Ravens don't run clock here, the Chiefs will have back-to-back drives. So let's say even you're Baltimore here, and you like, let's say even you get 7 points, you go up one, and you leave the Chiefs with back-to-back drives. Not an ideal outcome. If you're Baltimore here, you want to manage the game, you definitely want to run some clock. You got pass interference here on Drew Tranquil. Second time Zay Flowers has drawn a pass interference. He has been very open this game. Zay Flowers has been very open. Sirianni is just a cheerleader now. You're 100% right, and that's the thing. Like, that's a concern. He got to keep his job because he agreed to have less of a job. Literally, that's what happened, right? This happened with Doug Peterson as well. When we had that year under Doug Peterson where I think we lost it was the year he threw the game at the end. Or what did he do? Yeah, he lost the game on purpose at the end, right? That year, the offense was so shit. The owners and the general manager basically went to Doug Peterson and said, "Look, we think your assistants are pretty shit. We want to keep you, but we want to like equip you with better assistants." And he said, "No, those are my guys. I'm going down with the ship. I'm either going with my guys or nobody." So they fired him. They put Nick Sirianni in the exact same situation. They said, "We'll keep you, but you need to have better coordinators on your staff." And he said, "Bet." Right? This is what's it called? This is completely Kellen Moore's offense, bro. Like Nick Sirianni does not run the defense, does not run the offense. He does not coach football. He's just a culture tone setter, motivational speaker. And the problem is like the comparisons for like the parallels for that is Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. And if you think about Nick Sirianni versus those two guys, it's not even a conversation. So this is my thing is like Nick Sirianni, like what is your great contribution to this team? I don't think you're the greatest leader of people because I think you completely lost the team last year. And I think your decision making for what had to be done with the offense was ridiculous. So you don't coach, you don't call plays. I don't think you motivate all that well. Like I think you had a very good thing going the year we got to the Super Bowl, but that thing fell apart, and it fell apart for not like random reasons. Your play caller left, you could not replace him. And clearly, when things weren't going well, your leadership style didn't really resonate the same. So, what is your great contribution to this organization? But yeah, shout out Peterson for the better pick, and then just really bothering the Giants. Remember before the Giants blew us out last year, which I don't like. It didn't even register to me until I realized it recently. Because I didn't even watch that game. But until that game, we were on a crazy win streak against the Giants. I counted that game against Washington as a part of the Giants win streak because we handed the Giants an L that day. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Who did we play? What quarterback did we play? Nate Sudfeld. We pulled Jalen Hurts to play Nate Sudfeld to lose the hell out of that game. 1st and 15 for Baltimore. 3:30 to go. Justice Hill in the backfield. It's a keeper for Lamar, who gets about 5 yards. Oh, Leon. Fair point. Fair point. You say I also have my eyes on Harbaugh and Tomlin. I agree, because the thing with Tomlin is they haven't won a playoff game in how many years? Like they've had winning seasons, but the thing is like, to be honest, the winning streak it's put them in purgatory. Like they don't really have great draft picks like that, because it would be really hard to have great draft picks consistently at where their draft capital is, because they have a winning record, right? They could use some top flight talent. Like coaching them up to being a 9 8 9 win team is kind of fucking them over. Uh, you're not showing that you can make the most out of what you have. You're not helping your team get more. From a coaching standpoint, again, you don't really contribute to the tactics. So there has to be a trade-off there. If you're not contributing to the tactics, you better have a bunch of other things right. I don't think his approach to the quarterback position has been right. The defense has really fallen off. Like it's nothing compared to the Steelers defense that like we're kind of accustomed to seeing. Like Tomlin is in a very difficult situation, and I don't think he got it right this offseason either. But we'll see. I might be wrong. Zay Flowers gets about 11 yards on a wide receiver screen. And then Harbaugh. I think with Harbaugh, the Zachary Orr hire is really, really big. You lost a really good defensive coordinator. You have to replace him. I don't think the Ravens can, with where they're at in terms of their roster, I don't think they can stand having a drop off there, right? So it was a big call you had to make, and you called for a 32-year-old defensive coordinator with no experience. If it pans out, great. But if it doesn't, you cost your team. And I don't think he can afford to cost his team in that way. So I don't think that's good. Last 6 games last year were so depressing, I clocked out of the season. Same. I clocked out completely, bro. I was not watching that team play football. I am an Eagles fan, but I'm also an enjoyer of football. And if the Eagles are not playing good football, I am not interested in wasting my time when I can watch actual teams that play good football. Steelers are never letting go of Tomlin, but I can see Harbaugh leaving if they don't make the Super Bowl this year. Interesting. I don't think they would I think Tomlin would just resign. I think Harbaugh would probably, yeah, I hear you. They could probably just resign. I have my hater hat on this year for Pittsburgh. Yo, so is Russell Wilson going to play? Because I saw that he's I think he missed a practice. He has some injury he's nursing. That would be really, really bad. That would be really bad if they had to play Justin Fields, because I think they've planned the whole offseason for Russell Wilson to be the guy. I think that they're very dramatically different quarterbacks, and I don't think pivoting to Justin Fields out of nowhere is going to be good. I also don't know if Arthur Smith is the guy for Justin Fields. I think Arthur Smith would maybe be the guy for Russell Wilson. I think the Justin Fields, Arthur Smith fit is not the best. But yeah, that's a good point. That's an interesting way of putting it. You got a hater hat on for Pittsburgh. I'm trying to see, who do I have a hater hat on for? Let me see. Let me do some research real quick. Let's see the games. I have my hater hat on for Atlanta. I think I like their roster. I think their decision making at the quarterback position is so wild. I just want to root for it to fail. I just want to see it fail, because I think the slander opportunity there is amazing, and I don't want to miss that opportunity. Chiefs pass rush gets to Lamar on 3rd down, and the Ravens will have to kick a field goal. Where will this kick be from? Oh, like 53. That's light. That's light. Justin Tucker can make it from 53. But yeah, I have my hater hat on for Atlanta. Um, who else do I have my hater hat on for? Whoa, he missed it. Justin Tucker missed it. Damn, is he washed? Is he not the same anymore? That's crazy. We got Justin Tucker missing on opening night. The defenses have come up big in this game after the first two drives. Oh, I have my hater hat on for New Orleans because I just think that what they've done organizationally has been crazy. The insistence on guys like Taysom Hill and Derek Carr on the football field, I think is crazy. The insistence on guys like Dennis Allen at the coach on the coaching staff is crazy. Like with how complacent that organization is in terms of like being okay with mediocre guys, and then how in like just how deep their cap situation is in terms of like they're over. I think they're like 80 mil over the salary cap next year, and they've constantly been like 80 mil over the salary cap. That has not been changing. So like they're pretty consistently screwed, and they just keep kicking the can down the road, and their guys are pretty shit. So it's their fault, and I just think they're so poorly run that I want to see it. Like I want to see them suffer for it. Who else do I have my hater hat on for? Okay, I don't have my hater hat on. This is tough. I feel a very strange way about the Raiders. I want them to succeed so much, but I think the decisions that they made at the quarterback position and the offensive play caller position are so bad. Again, they deserve to suffer. Like when you call for a quarterback room of Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, and then you hire Luke Getsy to run that offense, again, I just think that decision making is so ridiculous that it must burn. It must burn. And it's tough because I really like the new head coach. I really like Antonio Pierce. I actually really like the Christian Wilkins signing. I like a lot about what Vegas has going on defensively, but that offense must suffer. Yep, Saints are definitely in financial hell. Oh, how did I miss it? Hater hat on for the Jets. Why? Because the Jets are the funniest organization, man. You trade for Aaron Rodgers. He runs onto the football field with an American flag, tears his Achilles 4 plays into the season, right? So that happens. That's pretty awful. He then shows up after that, bro. Like everything is, all the pressure is ramped up. Your team wants to win a Super Bowl. Your Super Bowl window is not that big. The guy just decides to not show up to anything in the offseason because God knows what he's doing, right? Cool, whatever. Oh, Mahomes throws a pick to Roquan. The pressure causes a crazy underthrow. He's trying to dump it to Rashee Rice in the middle of the field, and Roquan ends up with the pick. And now the Ravens have another opportunity to get points. These defenses, man, they're about to review this catch. I think he kept it off the field. I think that's an interception. But yeah, so you're the Jets, right? Your quarterback, who is supposed to be the reason you're going to win a Super Bowl, he decides to stop showing up to anything in the offseason. You trade a draft pick, a good draft pick, a third-round pick, for a pass rusher who just decides he doesn't want to show up. I don't know why you trade a third-rounder for a guy that wants a contract without knowing that you can pay him what he wants. That's a ridiculous decision. So now you're sitting with a guy who's racked up, I think Hassan Reddick has like $3 million in fines. Like you traded for a guy who cares that little. You hedged all your bets on a quarterback that, like, of course I think Aaron Rodgers cares, but his version of caring is really strange because of how strange of a guy he is. So like the Jets are just like a hilarious team. And again, I'm rooting. I have my hater hat on for them. So the hater hat is on for the Jets, the Falcons, and the Saints. Lamar runs on 2nd and 3, first down. So the Ravens are in what is ordinarily field goal range. And Tucker missed, so he must be guaranteed to not miss again. But you would have never expected him to miss earlier. So who knows? They probably want to get another first down to make it guaranteed. 107 to go. The clock is running. 3 timeouts for Baltimore. 2 for Kansas City. I don't think Kansas City will be in a spot to use timeouts, but you never know. Lamar has all day. Can't find anybody to throw the ball to. Makes somebody miss. Gets about 5 yards on first down. And the clock continues to run. Damn, okay. Baltimore's letting it run down a lot. They seem to be pretty content with a field goal. Okay, likely. Damn, never mind. This might be unreal clock management. So I think basically here you might run 7 plays. They have 27 seconds. That's not enough time for 7 plays. So I think they've let a little bit too much clock run. But we'll see. They might not need it. And the Ravens will have to burn a timeout because they can't get the playoff. And Lamar is frustrated. So the illegal formation is a new call. Like the competition committee had put it as a point of emphasis. Okay, so 1st and 10 for Baltimore, 19 seconds to go. From the 19-yard line, 27 seconds to go. They burned their first timeout. Lamar looks for likely in the flat. Likely makes tranquil miss. Gets, I think, 9 yards. I don't think he got the first down there. But they burned their second timeout, so there's 20 seconds to go. They might get in the end zone. I think we got a raid. There's like randomly a huge jump of people in the live stream. Shout out to everybody that's pouring in. I don't know where you guys are pouring in from. I imagine Sarcasm City, but maybe not. Wherever you guys are here from, shout out to you guys. Let me know in the chat where you guys have been redirected from. But welcome to In Motion Football Watchalong for Chiefs and Ravens, the opening football game of the 2024 NFL season. We got 2 of the best teams, 2 of the best quarterbacks going head-to-head. We got a crucial moment here at the end of the first half. 2nd and 1, Lamar with a hilarious pass to Zay Flowers that is incomplete. 3rd and 1. They have a timeout. They have a run play that they could do a run play at some point. It is viable. I would do it here. This is the perfect time to do like an option play. Maybe you do it with Justice Hill. If you put Derrick Henry in the game, maybe it's too much of a give. You put Justice Hill in the game, read option, and you see what happens. But like I said, shout out to the people who just tuned in right now. I don't know where you guys came from, but let me know in the chat where the redirect was from. They kind of listened to me. They didn't do an option play, but they gave it to Justice Hill. They call a timeout. You have 12 seconds, so I think you can run 3 plays here. You have obviously 3 downs to run plays. You cannot afford a sack or a running play. So these are going to be straight passes to the end zone or passes to the sidelines. I think that'll make it pretty easy for Kansas City to defend this. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty. I mean, again, because there's a big chunk of the field that you can't use if you're Baltimore. Yeah, I think this will make it pretty easy for Kansas City to defend. Oh, shout out TJ Warren. Bro, did you send the redirect? Because I just got a bunch of people and I don't know where they came from. And I've been saying, like, wherever you guys came from, let me know in the chat. If you guys came from TJ Warren, shout out to you guys. Much appreciated. I like the support. I mean, I appreciate the support. Of course, I like the support. But yeah, the NFL show on Sarcasm City. Strasbourg Steve will be heading. Oh my God, Lamar, what the hell? Strasbourg Steve will be doing a lot of the watch-alongs on Sarcasm City, so I'll be there. TJ Warren will be there. So anybody that was here before the redirect, make sure you guys show TJ Warren some love. Go to his channel, hit the subscribe button. He's out here doing big numbers. We got the opening game of the NFL season here. Watch along on this channel, In Motion Football. It's been a very interesting first half of the first game. Like I said before, we got two of the best teams going at it. We have two of the best quarterbacks going at it. There's no better way to start the NFL season. Kansas City takes their second time out. 9 seconds to go. Second and goal. Spagnolo seems to be. I just realized. Hold on. I did not have the scoreboard on the screen at any point. The hell am I doing? I am not in regular season form, people. Okay, I got a scoreboard on the screen now. So anybody that watches this on replay, you'll know where roughly I am in the game. Anybody who is tuning in, who is not familiar with this sport or the game and is not watching, but is not watching the game, but is watching this watch along, you can keep up with the score here. It is 13-7 Kansas City. Hold on. What is this? Nah, it's trash. Hold on. Yeah, it's trash. We go with this. Okay, second and goal. 9 seconds to go. Lamar, you got to make it quick. Bro. Oh, my. Lamar's playing too many games. He wasted too much time to eventually just throw. First of all, right, you just threw it away. That's all you did. But you threw it away over Justice Hill and the linebacker that's over there. And you got hit as you threw it away. Thank God nothing bad happened. But there's a chance there you get hit slightly differently and you can't get as much power on the throw, and that could be an interception. So the outcome of it is bad. The decision to kill time there didn't even you didn't kill time to let a guy get open. You killed time because you couldn't make a decision. Which, grand scheme of things, it cost you from being able to run one play where the Chiefs have nothing to defend but the end zone. So they have the advantage there anyways. Didn't lose much, but again, maybe you score a touchdown on that play. Who knows? So it's 13-10, 3 seconds to go. Kansas City starts with the ball when the second half starts. They're up 3. They have the ball. Both defenses have done amazing here. Literally, both the first 2 drives were touchdowns, and there's only been 3 field goals since that point, and every field goal has come off a turnover. Kansas City's first field goal came off a Lamar fumble. Kansas City's second field goal came off a 4-and-out from Baltimore at midfield. And obviously here, Baltimore's field goal came from an interception that Mahomes threw. So the defenses have been showing out ever since the first 2 drives. You have good, reason to believe that it'll be more of the same. Oh, interesting strategy here. Justin Tucker will probably kick this out of the back of the end zone because you don't have to worry about letting the other team start at the 30 when there's only 3 seconds left, right? So the whole decision of where and when do you kick the ball out of the end zone, situation like that, boot it out of the back of the end zone. No risk of a return with 3 seconds to go. So we finally got a good example of how this is going to go situationally, because the situation of the kickoff is going to, be a big part of, do you kick it short? Do you kick it through do you kick it for a touchback? These are going to be big decisions, and to be honest, they're going to be decisions that if you get it wrong, like somebody's going to lose a game because of this. Somebody's definitely going to lose a game because of this. But yeah, shout out to everybody new from the TJ Warren TV raid. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You guys probably aren't familiar with who I am, but TJ Warren TV, I think I think he called into the fan call-in show at Sarcasm City maybe like a year and a half ago. And around that time, I was a lot more active on Sarcasm City. I was in the Q&As a lot of the watchalongs. I've not been active on Sarcasm City since, but that's where we met. And we are both people that Flawless has helped quite a bit do what we do. Obviously, TJ Warren is a lot more consistent and a lot more established in this space. I dibble and dabble. I go in and out sometimes. In terms of just being active on YouTube, but I want to do it more often. So if you want to support the homies, support the network of people that you like, like watching on YouTube, again, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, me and TJ will probably be doing Sarcasm City NFL watch-alongs at some point, so you guys can see us talk about when that comes around. But we got halftime of this game, 13-10. Kansas City over Baltimore. I've talked through a lot of my thoughts throughout that half. I'm going to take a little break here to get some water, use the washroom really quick. I'll be right back. But you guys stay tuned in because we got more football coming up. So don't miss out. Stay tapped in with us. And we're back. Second half should be starting shortly. Shout out to everybody that's still tuned in. Um, Big up TJ as always. Second half coming up. Like I said, Kansas City starts off with the ball. It's a big drive for Baltimore. Like I said, both defenses have done really well in this game. Kansas City has had a few chances to get it done in terms of getting a double digit lead, getting a big momentum swing. They haven't been able to do it either time or any of those times. They get another chance to do it. It kind of feels like the more chances you give Mahomes, regardless of how much he's struggling, not that he's like struggling like crazy, but obviously he threw a pick. Hasn't really been able to get the offense going. But the more chances you give him, you really feel like he'll be able to figure it out. And then you think about Baltimore, right? Similarly, offensively, haven't really been able to get it going since the first drive, but you don't really feel confidence that they'll figure it out. And I think that's pretty just symbolic of generally how we feel about these teams when they play each other. Obviously, Kansas City's had a very successful history against Baltimore. And that's why it seemed like Baltimore would want to be carrying a game like this. Baltimore is not, I don't think Baltimore should want to chase a game like this. I don't think Baltimore should want to be in positions where they have to have drives successful, but they're slowly but surely they're putting themselves in that position. If Kansas City goes down and gets a touchdown here and you're down 10, you have to have a touchdown if you're Baltimore on that next drive. And again, the way Baltimore has played against this game or against this team, you do not want to put yourself in situations where you have to have a stop. So there's a flag on the new dynamic kickoff. I think it's the first flag ever on this dynamic kickoff. So we'll see what it is. Let's see it. Holding on the returning team. Oh, this is the thing I've been wanting to talk about. So something else that I heard was that there's a pretty big issue on this new kickoff because they have no real way of officiating when players are supposed to start running. Because how it works is ball gets kicked off, and the second the receiving team catches the ball, everybody on those lines is supposed to run. However, they were thinking about whether they should have a whistle for like a referee that would blow a whistle when that player catches the ball. And they opted against that because they're saying, in the history of football, we've always had whistles to end plays. And it's like a thing that's ingrained into players that you hear a whistle, you stop playing. So they didn't want to like have a whistle to start now and almost like just play with the psyche and the psychology of players. So basically, they're just eyeballing it. Like that's just how it's supposed to work. Like when the ball is caught by the receiving team, people are just supposed to see it happen and then run. So it puts everybody in a difficult position where is there ever going to be a referee that can watch the ball being caught and the players at the exact same time? No. Referees either going to be watching the ball or the players. So to be honest, it's probably going to have to go down to like replays to see, did the player run early? And if I'm a special teams player and I'm hustling for a job, my roster spot's not certain, I'm getting on special teams and I'm leaving a little bit early. Like I'm seeing the ball on its way to the returner, and a good half second before the guy catches the ball, I'm sprinting. And to be honest, that could be the difference between making a tackle and not making a tackle, and that could be the difference between having a job and not having a job. But the fact that they don't have an official like indicator of, okay, the play is live now, the ball's been caught, and you're supposed to run now. The fact that they don't have that and people are just supposed to eyeball it, I think that's a mess, and I think that will continue to be a mess throughout the year. And somebody's going to lose a game because of it. Mahomes freezes the defense with a bit of pump fake and a little bit of eye contact. I think he looked right at the DB, froze the DB, and Rashee Rice runs behind the defense. Yeah, number 32 got frozen. Rashee Rice all the way past midfield. Big game from Rashee Rice, for sure. See, probably coming into the season with some bad vibes. You can tell that they wanted to get him a good game to start the season out, get some good energy going. He has 80 of Mahomes' 150 yards. He literally has more yards than the whole rest of the team combined. I think Kelsey only has one catch. It was a huge catch, but I do only think he has one catch. But we got 1st and 10 here for the Chiefs. Pacheco behind Mahomes in the shotgun. Oh, that was nasty. That was nasty. Mahomes just made a guy completely whiff. That's a wonky formation, man. Pacheco and 2 tight ends. 96 just flew by Mahomes. Sidearm into Watson, who I think started out in the backfield. Or he was on the line of scrimmage. But he was just sitting in the middle of the zone there. And this is it, people. The Chiefs have entered the red zone, and I think if they get a touchdown here, that puts a crazy amount of pressure on Baltimore. Pacheco takes the handoff. Violent running inside the 10. I think he picked up 9 yards there, but there is a flag on the play. Holding on the rookie left tackle, Kingsley Suamatai. And he was holding in the hole, so that was a relevant holding call. Five penalties for 40 yards for both teams. The referees said, you know what? I'm giving you guys matching penalties. Nobody can complain. Mahomes really tried to thread the needle into Rashee Rice there. The window was non-existent. To be honest, the coverage was really good there. I don't know. To be honest, like I was about to say, I don't know what Mahomes saw there, but then again, he probably has so much confidence in his ball placement that he's probably like, you know what? It's a tight window, but I'll fit it in there. But to be honest, there was no window. 23 had completely just blanket coverage on Rashee Rice there. Was there to make a play on the ball. Was going to jump that and break it up regardless of wherever it was. So we got 2nd and 20. Damn, that penalty might make Kansas City kick another field goal. 2nd and 20. Mahomes. Pressure causes an errant throw. Damn, Baltimore defense is coming a big weight. There's a flag on the play. Wait a second. Is this going to be a 5-yard penalty? Oh, no, it's going to be on Kansas City. Van Noy is down with his helmet off, and he is like down. Like he hasn't gotten up yet. Roughing the passer on Nnamdi Madubuike. Oh, it's the guy who went low. Wait, what? I didn't. What? I don't think that's. I didn't see anything because I know they call the helmet to helmet. I know they call the body weight. I know those calls. I didn't see either of those calls, and those are typically the soft roughing the passers too. But I didn't see either one. It's a huge call, man. That's a game changing call. I got to see a replay, another replay. Let me see if I can see something. But that's a game changing call. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I didn't see it. I don't know why they called that. Did you guys see why they called that roughing the passer? Again, when it comes to soft roughing the passer calls, I'm always looking for helmet to helmet or body weight. Didn't see either one. I didn't think the timing was off because I think he hit him as the ball was being thrown. Man, that's a devastating penalty there. On 2nd and 20, would have been 3rd and 20. And you needed to get off the field here. You do not want to go down 10. I've been highlighting consistently how like Baltimore, I don't think can come back from being down double digits against Kansas City. I actually don't think it's possible. I think they need to be down 1 score to be in the game. Man, these commercials are killing me too because I need that replay. That call's living in my head rent free. Okay, I think we got the game back. They're just about to show this Fight Night Kevin Hart promo. And then I'm assuming we're going to get replays of that. Nope, they cut right to the game. Bro, I needed a replay of that call because that's a game-changing call. Tight end screen to Noah Gray, newly paid player, gets down right down to the 1. And they're probably going to punch this in with Pacheco or the little flip pass to Kelsey where the tight end runs from the like being beside the line right into like behind the center. That flip pass or Pacheco up the middle. To be honest, anything to give me a passing touchdown because I have Mahomes in fantasy and the touchdown to Xavier Worthy was not a passing touchdown. It was an end around. Xavier Worthy in motion in the red zone, sprints back and forth, hand off to Pacheco, and he is in the end zone or not. No, they may have stood him up on the goal line. No, he may have fallen into the end zone. 2 rushing touchdowns for the Chiefs. Wait, Mahomes really got into the pile there. Mahomes ran into the pile and spun off. He made no contact there. To be honest, though, I think the referee should have called that play dead. Because I think that he got stood up. I think he stopped moving, and I think at that point you got to blow the play dead. Bucker almost missed that extra point. But nonetheless, 10-point game. I feel very bad about Baltimore's chances from this point onwards. But again, that was a game-changing roughing the passer call. That was really bad. Joel says, good thing I have Pacheco on my fantasy. Interesting. Where did you draft Pacheco? Because I never got a chance to pick him this year. But also, I think he went a little bit high for my liking in all leagues. So that was tough. I had him 18th pick. To be honest, I think maybe I just was tripping about his value because to be honest, I think he went high in a lot of leagues, and I think he's gonna pay it off. Maybe he just doesn't feel like he should be picked there, but to be honest, he's gonna probably get a lot of red zone work. I don't think he really has a backup that's a threat because I think their backups are what Samaje P Ryan and Carson Steele. So truthfully, they're not really real threats. So yeah, I mean it checks out. He's gonna get goal line touches. He catches the ball now because that wasn't supposed to be a thing. Yeah, I remember last year when they started throwing the ball to him, like they had Jerick McKinnon, and they're just like, yeah, that's the pass catching back, and we're just gonna throw it to Pacheco anyways and not play McKinnon. That was kind of shocking, but it worked out. Okay, new dynamic kickoff and Kansas City. Interesting approach there, just conceding the ball at the 30 every time. I don't know if that was the goal of this rule change. Wait, did Rosengarten get hurt? Because who is this Makari guy at right tackle for Baltimore? Yes, I guess I doubt they benched Rosengarten. I guess he got hurt. Bubble screen to Zay Flowers. The ball is a little bit off. You can see it kind of caught Zay Flowers by surprise. And yeah, incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10 coming up. Another little quick screen to Flowers, and this ends up in nothing. Joel says this Ravens offense hasn't moved me for real. It hasn't been inspirational at all. Hasn't been inspirational at all. You haven't really seen Henry used at all. Like I think how many rushes does he have? Like 6 or something, right? Zay Flowers is their only respectable receiver. But Derrick Henry has 8 rushes. Zay Flowers is their only respectable receiver. Has Mark Andrews isn't playing, right? But even likely is good enough to get more run. Like that is a real problem for Baltimore though, is that they refuse to get Lamar weapons in the receivers. Lamar has had nothing better than an average receiving core his entire career. And last year, I would say the receiving core was average. And that was probably the best one he's had. Wait, Mark Andrews is playing? Whoa, he didn't get a catch until now? That's crazy. My God. First and 10 for Baltimore. Henry finally gets another run. loses a yard, so he's now down to what, 9 rushes for 32 yards? That's ugly. That's ugly. Oh yeah, Mark Andrews had the bad injury. Damn. That's not good, man. They need him. Zay Flowers and nothing else is not going to do it. I mean, if you're a Bengals fan and you're watching this game, you probably feel pretty good. Lamar throws it deep. That's a pick. Oh my God, 27 dropped the pick. He just threw that's a 50-50, go give a guy a chance to make a play. But that receiver does not look like a guy you give. That's likely. Whoa. You're a big physical player compared to a safety. You got to make a play on the ball better than that. That was it. That likely was timid at the point of attack. Actually, it looks like he didn't know where the ball was. Like it looks like he did a really bad job of tracking the ball because he has his hands held up like it's gonna drop right in his arms, and it goes about 5 feet behind him. He doesn't react until the very last minute that it's this actually far behind me. By that time, it could have been picked. Lamar, to be honest, that was a dime into complete blanket coverage. Horrible decision, very good ball placement. That ball was about, like, the problem there is you threw to a player that was covered. That ball was as good as it could have been thrown. That's a dime, but you're throwing a dime to a guy that is completely strapped up. That corner had blanket coverage. Bro, Lamar, these last two throws, it's been like that one, bad decision. The first one, the decision didn't end up being that bad when they showed the angle from behind. Likely just has to make a better play. But to be honest, both those plays were dangerous. If that corner on that last play gets his head turned, that's a pick. If number 27 has better hands, that's a pick. Dangerous plays. And they punt the ball down 10. I think I mentioned it earlier that I don't think Baltimore can come back from down double digits against Kansas City. And yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen when there's 11 minutes left in the third. And with every second that goes by, my feelings only get stronger. This game is over, people. Detroit came into Kansas City and got the win last year. I think that was a pretty good sign of where Detroit was as a team. They went on to have a pretty impressive season. You could argue they should have been in the Super Bowl, and through some crazy decision making, they ended up not being in the Super Bowl. But if you're going to look at Baltimore and really assess what they have, I think it's been a very strong showing for their defense, considering that Baltimore's offense has put them in a couple bad situations. But Baltimore's offense, again, they're going up against a strong defense, but they don't look they look like the lack of receivers is a problem. And then it looks like the offensive line, it's a problem now. Now, part of the reason it's a problem is because you have young, inexperienced players. They have an opportunity to gain experience as the year goes on. So that might make things better for the offensive line. But today, offensive line did not do a good job. They haven't been able to get the running game going. Lamar has had to get away from pressure here and there, probably more than you would hope. The receivers are not making plays. And then Lamar, of course, also could be doing better. Every component of the Ravens offense is underperforming. So it's been a rough showing from the Ravens offense. I think it's been a solid showing from the Ravens defense. So if Kansas City gets a touchdown here, we gotta figure out a mercy rule for the stream. Because to be honest, I don't know if I have it in me to do a watch long for a 17-point game in the fourth quarter. I don't think I have that in me. Almost face mask by Ravens defender there. 5-yard rush for Kansas City. Second and 5. The clock is running. Rashee Rice in motion. Handoff to Pacheco. Ravens defense swarms to the ball. Pacheco somehow gets 2 yards out of that. That probably should have been a negative run. But Pacheco gets them into 3rd and 3. Third and 3. Juju Smith-Schuster goes in motion. Juju Smith-Schuster sets a pick for Kelsey. And to be honest, I got to see a replay of that pick. Because that looked offensive pass interference-ish. I think Lamar is probably looking at it on the screen. But Juju did not run a route. He took about 5 steps forward and just started blocking. Ravens already wasted 2 timeouts. Good point. I wasn't even keeping track of that, but like you're trying to make a comeback with only 1 timeout. You're probably gonna have a big possession at the end of the game if this is gonna be a game. Not ideal. Oh shit! Rashee Rice has been attacking the same part of the field all game. Just that middle part of the field, maybe between 5 and 10 yards. They've been running crossing routes and slants into that part of the field. And it's like, you know what's interesting? It looks like he has a part of what Kelsey's role used to be in the offense. Because this used to be the part of the field that Kelsey used to just attack regularly. I think Kelsey's like 34 now. He doesn't have the athleticism at his size to be a dynamic athlete and end up in that part of the field. So it's almost like they took Rashee Rice, a bigger receiver, and gave him a lot of those same routes. They put him in a lot of the same positions. I think now if you look at Kelsey, like his job is more honestly or his thing that he brings to the team is that he just has so much chemistry with Mahomes, and when they get to start freestyling the game and just improvising, like obviously he's probably the best. Obviously, he's the best guy to do that with. But, bro, honestly, you look at what Rashee Rice is doing, and this reminds me of what Kelsey used to do in this offense. Wide receiver screen to P. Ryan. Oh, God. You got P. Ryan getting buckets now. I have to mute these commentators. They're still talking about Taylor Swift. 100%, bro. You got to service the Swifties. You got to service the hundreds and thousands of people that are watching just because of her. Damn, Carson Steele getting touches now, bro. They're just letting everybody get some run. Juju Smith-Schuster is probably going to get a catch on this drive. Who is number 12? Mahomes, pressure up the middle, scrambles to the right, chucks it out of bounds. Who got the pressure up the middle? Because that guy blew the play up immediately. And that's what Baltimore needed. Was it Matabuiki? No, it was Damian Pierce. Damn, we got nose tackles making big plays. Whoa, what a hell of a time. What a hell of a time it is when nose tackles are out here getting penetration in the pocket to blow up plays. Oh, that is easily a first down if it's to a running back that Mahomes has any kind of chemistry with. But him and P. Ryan just not running that play like two people who are on the same page. Is the pass is just a little bit ahead of P. Ryan. Again, if that's a receiver or a tight end, you expect them to make the catch. When that is a between the tackles runner, a pass blocking running back, you can kind of understand how he doesn't end up making that catch. So the Chiefs don't get any points. This game at least remains a game still. %, bro. They didn't force that play on third down. They're just lucky that Mahomes couldn't make the throw. Damn, bro. Punt God gets the ball down at the 1. Oh, number 2 stepped out of bounds. What the hell is that? That's a touchback if there ever was one. What did they call it? Did they call it down at the 1? What the hell? Move the ball to the 20. How did they miss that in real time? I don't understand. Yeah, shout out to everybody tuned in live. Bunch of you are still here after the redirect. Much love, much respect. Hope you guys got a chance to check this game out. I know a lot of you guys probably aren't NFL fans. I think this channel is a pretty good place for honestly all levels of like investment in the sport of American football. Whether you love the game and you want to hang out with some other people that love the game, whether you're a little bit familiar with the game, but you know you could maybe benefit from the experience of watching the game with some people that are really like knee deep into the sport, or whether you're somebody who has no familiarity with the game at all and you're trying to learn the game, you want to see what's going on. Probably would help to have some people to chat to about the game, ask some questions. So whatever your level of investment is in American football, man, this is the channel for you. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because now that football is back, like I said, this channel is back. I think I did 2 live streams since the playoffs. So, yeah, we've been inactive, but we're back. So tomorrow we're going to have Packers, Eagles, and then on Sunday we're going to have Rams and Lions. The Sunday night football stream is the staple on this channel because you watch the game and you talk about everything else that happened. Yeah, you talk about all the games that happened. So that's a staple for sure. The other games like Monday night, Thursday night, any early Sunday games, those will be on a game by game basis. We'll see if there's any particularly good matchups. I want to find a way to do some shorter, more like topic based live streams at some point. I want to figure out how to do those midweek, like nothing too serious, maybe 30, 40 minutes. I just don't know how to figure out how to do that. Like I might do a thing of like, here's the things I'm watching for this week, right? Real quick, 30, 40 minutes, just run off the things that I find interesting. Because here's the thing. I tried last year to go game by game and like preview the games. I hate it. I don't like it as a concept. And frankly, I just don't care about a lot of games. So like that doesn't work as a concept. Then at some point I tried to just preview Eagles games, and then to be honest, like there's not that much to talk about. Like it'll be a 15-minute stream, which I don't think that like I don't know. I don't think there's like necessarily that much of an appeal to something like that. So I want to figure out my way of covering football midweek, right? Like it has to fit for who I am and what I like. Obviously, this is not a profession for me. Like this is a hobby, this is a passion. So it's kind of hard to like do something that doesn't resonate with you when you're doing it for free. Okay, Rashad Bateman finally getting in on the action. Finally. So we're gonna figure it out, people. I think I might trial that. Like, here's the things I'm looking for this upcoming week, or maybe even a stream after the games to be like, hey, here's the interesting things that stood out. And then also I could like, if let's say it's a 30 to 40-minute stream, I could chop it up into like 6 or 7-minute videos, post those, and then maybe those could do better in terms of like, oh, this one fan base will watch this video because it's only about their team, and then like maybe you could get some more viewers like of specific fan bases, because that's really like what I want, man. Like I'd love to have a chat full of different fans from every team, get every perspective covered. Because obviously we got me and Joel are Eagles fans. Leon is the Patriots fan. We have a healthy Ravens fan contingent. We got Murtaza the Bears fan. I think Kozilla has been here once. He's a Rams fan. And for anyone that's watching this that ever wants to get on a stream, just drop it in the comments. I will happily let people hop on these streams. It'll be a fun time. God damn, I'm tired. Third down for Baltimore. 2nd and 10. I mean, what the hell? Why am I? What? Where the hell did that come from? It's 3rd and 3. The score is 20 to 10. Lamar is making a adjustment pretty late into the shot clock. Ravens look pretty disorganized. Justice Hill gets a good chip. Lamar has to tuck it and keep it himself. Gets about 15 yards. Easy first down. Yeah, the Ravens looked very disorganized pre-snap there. Lamar's up to 79 rushing yards. Lamar drops back, finds another gap. He runs for like 25 yards, but it looks like this is coming back for holding. Yeah. Quickly. They called that quickly. Linderbaum, the center, one of their more established offensive linemen, gets called for holding. Damn, and he's helping a guy too. Boy, I think they maybe called the wrong number. I think they meant to call. Oh, they called it on 69 when Lamar, or when he was holding 69 when Lamar went for a run. I don't know. I didn't see that much of a hold. Second down. It's the end of the third quarter. Lamar ran for a couple yards. Seemed to be pretty frustrated with the Chiefs defender, giving him a little shove after the play. Derrick Henry isn't getting any touches. Bro, they haven't been able to run the ball at all. Not in the slightest. Let me see the other running backs numbers as well. Justice Hill. So Derrick Henry, 11 for 38, 3.5 yards. Justice Hill, 1 for 3. Their running backs have 12 rushes for 41 yards. They can't run the ball at all. Their rushing yards, Zay Flowers has 6 rushing yards on 1 carry. Lamar has 82 on 10 rushes. Like, Lamar has to scramble for them to get rushing yards. They cannot run the ball on Kansas City. They can't run the ball, and they only have one receiver. Like, this is a really rough showing from this Ravens offense. Rashee Rice had a hell of a game. But to be honest, though, both the defenses have been sensational today. A lot of these points have come off turnovers. Literally, first 2 drives. So what? There's been 30 points scored in this game. 14 of them were on the first 2 drives. Then 16 points since. And then I think 9 of the 16 were off turnovers. Literally, there's only 1 drive after the first drive that resulted in points that wasn't a short field. Defenses have been sensational in this game. We got Rams-Lions. Rams-Lions on Sunday Night Football. That watch-along will be here, people. Second and 17 for Baltimore. At midfield. Start of the fourth quarter. Lamar drops back. Pocket collapses. Rolls right. Lobs it up. Gives Isaiah Likely a shot to make a play. And he catches it. Is he going to house this? Oh, my God. What a play by Likely. What a play by Lamar and what a play by Likely. Lamar did a great job of not quitting on that play, keeping his eyes downfield to the last second. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that are going to be looking for receivers this late into the play, this far into scrambling. A lot of quarterbacks, their eye level drops. Then, like, aside from that, the ball placement, the little lob here, just to give his guy a shot, hell of a play by Likely. That tackling by the Chiefs is ridiculously bad there. Like, that is about as bad as it can get from a tackling standpoint. But Likely, again, just good job, smart running. Put a move on 2 guys and gets into the end zone. And just like that, we have a game. What a crazy play. Baltimore's offense has been doing a whole lot of nothing this whole game since the first drive. And they just pulled a rabbit out of a hat there. Hell of a play by Likely and Lamar. And we got a 3-point game. So, again, with the way the game's gone, that's obviously really encouraging to see that individual brilliance, to borrow a term from the other football, individual brilliance. Perfectly put, Joel. 2 good players just made a hell of a play. An unlikely situation leads to a likely TD. So Isaiah Likely is just the tight end 1 now. Like, he took Mark Andrews' job. Mark Andrews obviously isn't healthy, but the kind of player that Likely is, does Mark Andrews get that job back? Maybe he just becomes like the inline blocker. Likely, obviously, not really built to be a blocker like that. But yeah, I saw a guy on Twitter saying, "Bro, they got Mark Andrews playing left tackle. My fantasy team is cooked." And bro, for real, that guy might be a left tackle this year. All right, let's see this dynamic kickoff. Let's see if Tucker gives them a chance to run this back. Nope, back of the end zone. But yeah, with how this game is going, I think I actually got caught in the middle of this point before and got distracted. But the Ravens defense might have to do their offense another favor because yeah, that obviously was a big play, but it doesn't really seem like Baltimore has much of that. Like that could have just been a fluke. Your Baltimore's defense, man, you might need another turnover. You might need a 3 and out. You might need a 4 and out. You gotta do something to give your team good, give your offense good field position. Because also there's the other side of it that like, do we think the Ravens offense can score 10 more points? I don't think so. So you can't let Kansas City get a touchdown for the rest of the game. Do we think Baltimore can score 7 points? Sure. So maybe you have a field goal to concede. You can give up a field goal and still be fine. But that's how it is. Like you have to look at it that way. Your margin for error is slim. No more touchdowns. It's got to be a field goal at worst. But Ravens defense has come through in some pretty in big ways this game. So they do have it in them. But like I said, it's always tough to bet against Mahomes. Pacheco in motion, his towel falls off. Damn, Mahomes found Noah Gray. This guy got a bag. Was he there for? He's there for. Was he there for all three Super Bowls? Slash, wait, yeah. Was he there for all three Super Bowls? Guy got 3 rings and 18 million from a dynasty, bro. What a life. Seven yards from Pacheco on first down. The Mahomes is able to bail himself out annoys me. Yeah, the fact that Mahomes is able to, yeah. Man creates something out of nothing with regularity. Pacheco, 3 yards on second down, so it's 3rd and 2. First chance for Baltimore to get off the field. Big down here, 3rd and 3. Kelsey motions into the formation. Handoff, nope, fake. Mahomes keeps it. Oh, Roquan. They didn't call that? Oh my God, Roquan got away with a crime there. You know how tight, like how much they protect Mahomes? The fact that he could do this to Mahomes and get away with it, bro, got away with murder here. Oh, that's why Roquan's pissed, because it's a random guy from the chief staff that got pissed. Actually, I lied. That looks like a practice squad player. A practice squad player in a baseball hat was beefing him. But yeah, Mahomes, that was like a triple option thing there. He could have handed it off. He could have kept it. Then when he rolled, he could have. There was receiving targets for him to throw to, and he obviously could keep it. So he had 3 things to do. And obviously, it's going to be really difficult to be in a position defensively where you have all 3 things covered when the players are executing like that. Mahomes, oh my God, wide open Xavier Worthy, touchdown. Xavier Worthy, 2 touchdowns in his first game. I think he only's had like 3 touches. So not playing the volume game by any means, but 2 touchdowns in his first ever game. Clearly a busted coverage in the zone there. It looks like Worthy may have sold the Ravens defense and the fact that he was running it out. And he just turned upfield and there was not a soul there. Clearly Hamilton is defending that like there's a zone defender behind him. And the middle safety, the safeties are covering that as if that Humphrey's supposed to carry the any receiver running that a route deep on that part of the field. Like Humphrey's supposed to follow that guy. So miscommunication in Baltimore's defense. And the Chiefs are up 10 again. And like I said, I didn't think that the Ravens could make a 10-point comeback against Kansas City. And they're back in that situation again. I still don't think they're going to be able to make this comeback. How many minutes are left? Oh, 10 minutes? Yeah, this is rough. This is rough. Too little, too late from Baltimore, I'm afraid. Too little, too late. Yeah, I was scrolling through Twitter to see people's reactions to Xavier Worthy. Yeah, man, like they just Andy Reid got his hands on another really fast receiver. He's had Deshaun Jackson, Tyreek Hill, and now Xavier Worthy. Awesome play design there to put Baltimore in a situation that they fumbled. Who does Baltimore get next week? Baltimore gets the Raiders. Who do the Raiders get this week? Oh, so when the Raiders played the Chargers, right? I think the way the Raiders beat the absolute dog shit out of the Chargers, obviously the Chargers are going to be pissed, right? And then they have Harbaugh, who I think is the right coach to be able to like bottle that up and really have it to really have the team like to really help the team channel that emotion. So I think the Chargers are going to beat the Raiders. And then the Raiders are going to have to play this Ravens team after this, right? Yeah, the Raiders might get this 0-2 start. Let me see when the Raiders get their first win. Week 3. Oh, they play the Panthers. That's a W. I was saying, yo, I think they think the whole, it's a rivalry. They had a playoff game. Stafford got traded from one team to the other. Goff was in that trade too. I think they think that that's like a really cool storyline, and it's all right. And I think it was cool for the playoffs. Like it was cool one time, right? For that playoff game, it was like, oh, this is pretty sick that these two teams are matched up. Yo, it's not like a amazing storyline that I just have to follow from this point onwards. I don't care that much, bro. That's actually just it's kind of a dead matchup. And also, for what it's worth, I think a lot of the Rams front seven, I think they're going to be starting two rookies, right? Two rookies in your front seven starting against Detroit's offensive line. Oh, that's a slap. That's an ass whooping. Oh, this is facts, bro. Nobody cares about Matthew Stafford. Not even his backup quarterbacks don't care about him, bro. His wife, when she gets on a podcast, doesn't care about him, bro. Nobody cares about Matthew Stafford. He's not him like that. Lamar. Oh, Lamar eating more contact. Who 27 bounced right off of him. Second and inches. Henry, other side of the formation. I'm sure he's going to get the handoff here. I'm sure you. Well, he sends him back. But second and inches. This is what you have Derrick Henry for. Gets 5 yards roughly. Really? This is a thing? So they what? They probably get 9 home games and then 5 road games in a dome. That's a crazy schedule quirk. But you know what it is, Leon? I think that means if they get a playoff game in the elements, they're getting smoked. Maybe not smoked, but they're losing for sure. Okay, Likely. Yo, that's a hell of a block he threw on somebody. Likely just pancake somebody. And then Lamar with the crazy spin move. Damn. Likely and Lamar putting the team on their back. Is that Karloftis? Oh my god, yo! I was just talking shit about Likely's blocking too. I just talked about how Mark Andrews is there to block because he can't. And mind you, pancaking somebody doesn't mean that you can block necessarily. Lamar to the end zone. You can see he was going for Bateman, but he just threw it in the back of the end zone. I think that ball placement is a sign of a lack of confidence, though. Like he threw it into the back of the end zone, where it's like either my guy makes a great play to get it, or nobody gets it. Right? He's not really placing that where it needs to be because I think a couple of the shots that he took early in the game have him a little bit shook. But that is not a pass that a confident quarterback makes. I don't think. Unless he just sailed it, and then that's just a really errant pass. But I think he put it in the back of the end zone where it's like either my guy gets it or nobody gets it kind of a thing. Lamar, a strike to Aguilar. Aguilar first catch of the day. Guy who basically cost the Ravens 3 points on that fourth down. Oh my God, what is he doing? Did he not know where the first yard marker was, or did he lose his footing? Because that looked like Mark Andrews thought he was at the first down marker and he just wanted to get down to not take a hit. Yo, Mark Andrews is cooked. What the hell was that? Seriously, I need somebody to break that down. Did he think he had the first down marker, or did he just lose his balance awfully? Oh my God, Henry. Oh my God. I saw a Chiefs defender get into the backfield, and I was like, oh no. But Henry's not gonna go down easy on a fourth down. All right, we're approaching the 6-minute mark. Baltimore's in the red zone. Baltimore has one timeout. Rosengarten is back in the game, for what it's worth. The Ravens' right tackle. Lamar scrambles, steps out of bounds. Second and 6. Lamar drops back, rolls right because of the pressure. Lots of pressure. Tries to make 54 miss. Can't make him miss. Has to chuck the ball out of bounds. Chiefs probably complaining for grounding there, but they won't get the call. I think he got it past the line of scrimmage, so that's the main thing. Chanal, that's the defender's name that got to Mahomes. I do not know who that is. But shout out Chanal. I mean, there was another defender there to clean that up. Even if Lamar makes that guy miss, he probably only gets like 2 to 3 yards. Likely motions into the formation. Oh, Chiefs only bring 3. Oh, they only brought 3. Tricky Spagnolo. So dropping 8 guys in coverage there is not actually about defending the pass. He dropped 8 guys in coverage so that Lamar would have nowhere to run. And there's another illegal formation there. That penalty is declined. It's 4th and 2 or so. But yeah, they dropped 8 guys in coverage. Actually, you saw a lot of defenses do this against Jalen Hurts last year, right? Drop 8 guys in coverage. Both give the quarterback nowhere to run, but give the quarterback a hard time throwing it anywhere. Justin Tucker steps in to make a field goal. They did not feel confident enough to go for it on 4th and what? 4th and 2? What's the down and distance? Oh, 4th and 4. Okay, that makes sense. 4th and 4 is tough. Well, it's a 7-point game. Kansas City has the ball. Baltimore only has 1 timeout. So there's only 2 stoppages of the clock going forward. Meaning Kansas City needs 3 first downs to end this game, I'm pretty sure. Unless they run off 3 first downs like immediately, obviously on first down every time. But they don't need that many more first downs to ice this game. Obviously, the way Baltimore has been doing this, they kick the ball into the back of the end zone. They let the Chiefs start at the 30. Yeah, they've been doing that. And Baltimore's defense has to keep the Chiefs out of field goal range. So realistically, Baltimore's defense only has about 30 yards to give because if you get it to the 40, Bucker probably makes it. So yeah, regardless of time or field position, the Ravens defense has to keep it to 2 first downs tops. Anything beyond that probably kills the game. So backs against the wall for Baltimore's defense. Big possession here for Zachary Orr. And we'll see what happens. But shout out to everybody that's tapped in. We had about 89 people drop by over the course of the live stream. There's about, how many? About 14 people still sticking around. Much love to you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm at 55 subscribers, journey to 60 subs. We're making the very gradual ascent to 100 subs. I haven't done that much on this channel, but appreciate everybody that enjoys what I do. We're going to slowly but surely grow this channel. Chiefs offense, 20-plus yard touchdowns. They had 4 all of last year, and they have 2 for Xavier Worthy has 2 today. Different level of explosion. Kingsley, they're showing the rookie left tackle. If they're showing his highlights, I guess he must have held up okay. Well, actually, they just showed him get smoked, so I don't know. Yeah, those are okay reps. I don't know what they were, what the undertone of those highlights were, or like what the purpose was. Handoff to Pacheco. Violent running for about 5 yards. And like I said, people, the Chiefs only need about 3 first downs to end this game because of how few timeouts Baltimore has. 2nd and 5. Drop back, lots of pressure, and he sails it to Watson's. The clock stops. However, there's a flag on the play, and this one is big. Mahomes does not look happy. This may be offensive holding. So it's a 5-yard penalty. It's a false start. But the thing is, when false start happens, they're supposed to blow the play dead. I don't know if they did, but it seems like the players played that play all the way through. It's not supposed to be how it works. Imagine if a guy gets injured on a play like that when it should have been blown dead for false start. That would be horrible. That would be horrible. Damn, my shit just froze again. I look terrified as fuck, too. I look like defenders when it's Mahomes time. And it looks like there's going to be holding on the offense and then a late hit on the Baltimore player at the end of the play. But, Baltimore, honestly, they've been taking those chances. They keep hitting Mahomes late on the sideline. I'm sorry. You might think it's soft, but we know how we know how they call these plays. You got to be smarter than this. You got to be smarter than this. These are probably going to be offsetting penalties, but there was initially holding on the Chiefs. You could have just taken that holding play and been in a really good position. Fouls by both teams, offsetting penalties. That's so stupid, man. Yeah, they initially got Rashee Rice here, hooking Kyle Hamilton. And then 32 decides to be a dumbass and go low on Mahomes. So stupid, man. So stupid. Mahomes, screen pass to Pacheco. Oh, shit. Goddamn. There's one of the first downs. We don't need that many more for this to end. Think about it. The Ravens could have had Kansas City in 2nd and 20. And then number 32 decided to do that dumbass shit on Mahomes on the sidelines. Hand off to Pacheco. The motion looks like this is a running play. That was a dead giveaway. That was really bad. Carson Steele was dying there as soon as the ball got snapped. 4 Raven defenders in the backfield. But that motion there from the defenders, that was a dead giveaway. As for like what the play was. I mean, you hear me calling it out on the stream. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is a running play. If you motioned into that and then made the tight ends run routes, that'd be so stupid. Like the tight ends would get really bad releases off the line of scrimmage. So like they would have an easier time getting covered. But whatever. What did that put them into in terms of down and distance? 3rd and 10? Shit. So hold on. I think a first down here ends the game because Baltimore took their last time out. If you get a first down inbounds, that would run us down to the 2-minute warning, and then you could do 3 kneel downs after the 2-minute warning. So this is the game here, people. And then if you're Baltimore, if you can get this stop here and get the ball, obviously you need a touchdown. And if you score one, I think obviously you go for 2. So to be honest, either this game's gonna have a dramatic ending either way. Either it ends on this play or it ends on the Ravens scoring a touchdown or going 4 and out or a turnover. We should get a good ending regardless, people. Yeah, man, burning those timeouts was crazy. Burning those timeouts was stupid. Damn, it's just setting in. I get to watch the Eagles play tomorrow. That should be a really fun time. Oh, we just crossed the 3-hour mark on this live stream. Hell yeah. These football streams tend to take a lot of time. It'd be like that. But it's a fun time regardless. And a bunch of you have been tapped in with me for a long time. So I really appreciate that. I hope you guys had as much fun watching this as I had giving it, delivering the stream to you guys. 3rd and 10. Game on the line for Baltimore. They have a quarterback spy. Oh my God. The quarterback spy number 23. If you look at him, I was watching him defensively. I don't know what keyed me in to watch him. He's staring down Mahomes the entire time, right? But he's not looking at Mahomes, Trenton Simpson. He's not in the middle of the field trying to mirror where Mahomes is. He's looking at Mahomes while being in the passing lane of I don't know. He couldn't have seen Rashee Rice, but I think he was looking at another target, right? Mahomes tries to dump it over him, and he gets right in the way. So the spy, Trenton Simpson, makes a huge play to get the Ravens the ball back, down 7 at the end of the game. The Chiefs' defense has stood tall this entire game, but Baltimore has been able to get the ball into the red zone both these last 2 drives. They're going to have about 2.5 minutes, no timeouts. It's about to get, this is the kind of ending you want on opening night. You don't want a blowout. So we're about to get the ending that we deserve. All these months without football, football is officially back, people. I get to watch the Eagles play tomorrow. Starting to set in. Definitely starting to set in. Think about all the random little nonsense that has happened with the Ravens, man. They could have been in a tied game right now. Because, like I said, for all that the Chiefs did do today, they left a lot of opportunities out there. Well, all comes down to the last drive. Hopefully, it doesn't end on something stupid. So to look back at the roughing the whatever they did, the unnecessary roughness on the Ravens player number 32, all it did was cost them time. It didn't cost them the game like I feared it may have, or like it could have. Probably cost them who's number 3? Hardy, Deontay Hardy. He also have bare empty seats in the back. Did all the Chiefs fans leave? What the hell? But yeah, it cost them probably like a minute. That's all. Lamar to likely easy 8 yards on first down, gets out of bounds. I like those kind of plays in these situations because, to be honest, the defense will give that to you. I don't like taking stuff in the middle of the field early and just eating clock. The defenses will give you short stuff to the sideline, but if you can get 6, 7, 8 yards easy on the sidelines, stop the clock. To be honest, keep doing that until and force the defense to come up a little bit. Lamar scrambles to the right. Really good pursuit by Chenal. Lamar gets to the sidelines and still gets about 8 yards. Takes a hit on the sidelines as he's spinning and does not lose his balance. Stays on his feet, and he's up to almost 120 rushing yards now. So where are they on the field? I think they managed to get to. I think they're at about their own 30 now. Yeah, they're at their own 30. Lamar, oh shit, takes a deep shot into double coverage. Oh, what the hell? Why would you do that? That's so dangerous. Why are we throwing into double coverage to Rashad Bateman of all people? He's not that guy. He's not that guy you throw those type of risky passes to. Lamar drops back, likely. See, took those same 7-8 yards again. Easy yards that the defense will probably give you. Just get a bit of a rhythm going, get a little bit of momentum going. Third and 2. Minute 26 to go. Lamar doesn't like any of his options, scrambles around, is going to be able to get 2 yards on the scramble, goes down, and Mahomes gets a call there. I don't think that that's roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness, but I'm just saying Mahomes gets that call. And it looks like Kansas City may have to take an injury timeout there, so that benefits Baltimore quite a bit. It looks like Nick Bolton's shoulder, number 54, right, took a headshot from Nick Bolton's shoulder. Harbaugh is getting fired midseason. That's a hell of a take. That's a hell of a take right now. You're saying that as Baltimore maybe makes the comeback is amazing. Lamar, lots of pressure. Justice Hill, bro, the 3 yards were not worth staying in bounds. I'm sorry. Justice Hill, you got to go out of bounds. He's going to kill all this time over 3 yards. Get the hell out of bounds. What? Clock is probably going to run to like 45 seconds before they get this playoff. Once again, Lamar takes the easy 5 to 6 yards to likely on the right sideline. That just continues to be there. 43 seconds to go. We're at about midfield. Yeah, we're at about the 47 of the Chiefs. If the Ravens run out of time here on this drive, just remember what Justice Hill did. Remember that, because that was bad. Lamar drops back. Pocket collapses. Lamar takes a shot. Oh my God, Rashad Bateman. Okay, literally, like 3 plays earlier, I talked about how like Rashad Bateman is not worth taking shots for. That being said, that was not a shot. He was there, but I swear to God, I did not know. Wait, no, Lamar. Oh, it's 1st and goal. That's why you can't spike it. The time is important. You can't be doing this. Oh, that was killing 10 seconds there was not good. That was not good. You have to be decisive there. And Likely's hurt now, going up to get that. But also, I just not know Bateman had that in him to go up and get that. See, okay. Lamar killed about 3 to 4 seconds there, more than he needed to. And that might impact that how you could run these last few plays. Because they'll probably, like, if they get 2 plays off in 8 seconds, they'll have 1 second left to run 4th down. But getting 2 plays off in 8 seconds is tough. Hell of an ending, though, here, though. And it's likely, too, bro. It's one of their better options. Like, they don't really have big body threats here. It's what, Bateman and Mark Andrews, who I would not have very much faith in at all to pull this out. To be honest, I might want to do like a rollout. Get Lamar running towards his right and get him in a position where he can make a quick decision. I either throw this ball or I run out to the sidelines or I throw it away. Like, like get him making a quick decision. You might want to get some easy yards here if you can, though. Because to be honest, I might want to be within running distance, Derrick Henry running distance on 4th down. It could be nice to get like inside the 4 here. Lamar waits. Oh no, he missed Zay Flowers. Oh no, he missed Zay Flowers. There's 4 seconds left. They're not going to be able to run a 4th down play. Oh no. It looks like there's a miscommunication here. Let's see what happened. He thought Zay Flowers was just going to sit down. Zay Flowers keeps running. That's probably on the receiver because I think the smarter thing to do here is to sit down in the space. But Zay Flowers has no idea that the DB stopped running with him. So in that situation there, he thinks the DB still running with him, so he has to keep going. He has no idea that this DB just left him, and he can actually just stop. That's a shame. That's a shame. Oh, my God. This is probably the last play of the game. Yep, Lamar finds Likely. Did he get in? Oh, my God, they scored a touchdown. Likely, I didn't even know he was back. Oh, my God, I didn't even know he was back. You got to go for 2. Got to go for 2. Yep, they're going for 2. This game is going to come down to 1 play. Holy shit, if Baltimore makes this comeback. Okay, let's make sure this touchdown is a touchdown. Ball possession. I think that's in. If that's not in, I'll be real. I don't care. Let it stand. Oh, my days. Okay, let's see the feet right here. Oh, shit, if they call this out. Oh, no, if they call this out. I'll be so sad. Just let him, just call it in. Oh, my God. Bro, I'm going for 2 all day. I don't want Mahomes to see the football, even though you get a possession back. See, if I'm Likely, I'm saying, hey, my toes were up. Holy shit, he's out of bounds. Oh my God, he's out of bounds. That's heartbreaking. Oh my God, I'm gutted. I'm so disappointed. Oh my God. Holy shit. What the hell did I just watch? What a game. Likely is him. Wow. Hey, opening night, opening kickoff in the NFL definitely delivered. What a finish. I didn't see it ending like that. I didn't think Baltimore was going to figure it out offensively. But they did, to be honest. It's a case of a little too late. But there was I think the last four drives of the game, they got it downfield every time. It's just a shame that they started the game, first drive, marched down the field. Then they had a big lull in the middle of the game where they just played like shit offensively. And then at the end of the game, they figured it out. But there was a little too late. In a situation like that, though, mind you, that was 3rd and goal. They did not get a chance to run 4th and goal. Why did they not get a chance to run 4th and goal? Because Justice Hill killed about 5 seconds for 3 yards earlier in the drive, which I didn't think was more than 5 seconds, to be honest. Probably 8 or 9 seconds. It wasn't worth it. And then Lamar on first down just doing like, I think you have to save the clock there. I think even though waiting a couple seconds on a play, maybe it could free something up. I think you have to give yourself a chance to run 4 plays. So I think time got wasted at the end of the game there. Mind you, people, they had no timeouts on the last drive because they spent 2 timeouts early in the second half. That's never ideal. So to be honest, Baltimore kind of just too little too late. They didn't close the game out smart enough. They were damn close, but just not enough. Man, that's heartbreaking. If you're a player on the Ravens, if you're a Ravens fan, heartbreaking finish. But we're 3 minutes 20 in. I'm definitely done for this game, people. That's a hell of a game. I'll be back tomorrow. Eagles Packers. I hope tomorrow is a horrible game because I hope the Eagles blow the Packers out. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. First, the NFL game from Brazil. Look forward to doing the watch along for that. Make sure you guys tap in tomorrow for that. If you don't want to miss out on any live streams, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's a very important form of engagement for the growth of a YouTube channel. Subscriptions and likes, people. So on your way out, make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to everybody tapped into this live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Packers getting smoked. That's how we're ending this. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.